I'm good.
Is it Nina DaCosta or DaCosta?
Y'all want to
I would assume DaCosta.
I sent out a tweet.
I know I'm sitting out right when we go live.
Really? My bad. No, I just hit the button on my watch to find my phone.
Everybody going on.
I swear I had my iPad.
Smoking on. Yes, Mike.
You motherfuckers here.
and they just cut off our stream.
Oh, shit. He's gonna slam on the tape.
I know, that's disrespectful as hell, man.
Why?
Because this shit probably live.
They ain't said nothing.
Hold on. I need to pull up the stream. Where is the frames per second? Hold on, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, somebody heard that Kim Possible theme song or that little. Yeah,
That's what it was. That's what that.
Yeah, it's a Disney Channel show.
You had to call him out like that. Got that Kim Possible ringtone. Oh, you didn't tweet the actual live stream though.
He said the link is in the bio.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that on Twitter. You just
insert the link.
You just insert link on Twitter.
The link in.
Yeah, you don't have to put it in the bio. It's not like IG.
No, I thought it shows up messed up in the.
You good, Nick, man. You did your best.
I'm trying to, Mike.
You all right, man.
But this motherfucker be texting talking about tweet this, tweet that, do that.
That was me, though. That was me helping.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help too.
Y'all be helping me out.
I'm trying to help too.
You helping?
What up, y'all? Power to the people. Okay. All right.
Is that what you'll call your power podcast thing?
No. Not at all.
Oh.
All right. All right, there we go. There we go. We live.
All right. How's the volume, guys? How's
That's a good question.
How's the sound?
Why they say, wait, where's Rod?
I think you were you walked up. You weren't. I don't know. I don't think you were there.
Somebody called that Rod was about to say that Kendrick lyric.
What Kendrick lyric?
Smoking on your top 5 tonight.
Oh, okay. Do we have mods tonight?
I doubt it.
Yes, we will have one.
Oh, we don't need mods for
Yes,
this.
we do.
You think so for this?
I think we need mods for everything.
I don't think it. I don't think so.
I'm not
do.
hip. What is a
Yes.
mod? Is that like
Somebody-
a moderator?
To kick motherfuckers out that are just spamming up the
Mike
chat.
just thinks.
Oh.
Mike just think everybody want to fuck us.
What are you talking about? The last thing we did, there was
calm
like
down,
30 motherfuckers in here being dicks. And
Here?
they,
What
and
were they
they were
saying?
asking to kick them out.
On this? I don't remember on this. On
What
Frames?
were they
So-
saying?
No, it wasn't frames. It was like, is the mic still on?
I know, but I'm saying that.
We
That's
don't
what I
have
mean.
those
Mike's
types
just
of
saying in
fans.
general.
All right. It's going to be that one. They're going to be popping here talking about nigga this, nigga that.
What?
You putting that out there in the atmosphere. That's
Well.
you know. If you ain't put it out there, then it wouldn't happen. So now it's your fault.
Well, you should just close your eyes and tell me if it's going to happen.
You know
Is
what?
it going to happen?
That just triggered the fuck out of me. That is the most annoying thing in the world.
To put it out in the universe shit.
If you didn't say it, it wouldn't happen. So when it happens, it's automatically my fault.
That shit drives me crazy too.
I want to talk about you.
You do that in general.
I'm sorry.
Roger got in trouble. Roger got in trouble.
Hey guys, thanks
I'm
for
trying to be positive. God damn.
thanks for being here.
Like, that's
Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button.
California Bird Crow said,
Subscribe to the channel.
"You need a mod for these nuts."
Nah.
It didn't hit for you.
That one didn't hit.
Nah.
Not like my nuts was hitting the back of your mama's throat. Put that out in the universe, goddamn. Let that shit become real, boy. No, no.
Lord have mercy.
Fucking with me. I do this shit better than other motherfuckers. Don't try it.
Are we good?
Are we good?
Yeah,
Oh, we waiting on me?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
shit,
the
my
host.
bad. I thought we were still doing mic checks. My bad.
God damn.
Oh, my bad. Shit.
I thought Angela Yee was coming. Who's going to run the show? Shit.
Shout out to I just we have a mod now, Mike. It's Isaiah Mountain. So
There we go. Isaiah.
we hooked up.
Appreciate you, Isaiah.
All right, let's get
Roderick
the show
isn't
started.
a bully.
It's just funny that they really are like running with. But I can't tell if they're running with the joke or if they really think
And Marty
he's a bully.
McFly. I don't know if
I
you
think
wanted
they're
to
running
do
with
it,
the
but
joke.
I just added him anyway.
It's a fucking funny joke to me.
Oh God.
All right, let's get
You
started.
bully sometimes. You be bullying me sometimes. I be going home feeling bad.
I never bully anyone.
I go
All right,
home.
let's
I take me a shot.
Why you do?
Oh,
How you
see,
gonna say I'm
stop,
not a bully?
stop.
Hold on, stop. We're live.
What is
We
happening?
are live, people.
First, you don't like my positive energy.
Right, right.
Nah, this is my
We gotta
wife,
get
kid.
to it.
Me and my wife are going through
Right.
something right now. I need to know
But
what the
not
hell is
live
going
on
on.
YouTube.
Hey, live on YouTube right now.
Marital counseling.
God
Put that
damn.
shit on Patreon, bro. They don't need this.
That just what she said. The first time that triggered the fuck out of me, I'm like, damn, nigga.
So I love you though.
Let's go, Nick.
All right.
Yeah, you supposed to reel this kind of shit in.
Hey,
man. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
trying to say, hey, we about to get started.
You be too busy laughing.
Oh,
Look, they saying, Nate, how do you feel about your husband?
go ahead.
What's going on? It's your boy Mr. Busan, aka it's the No Disrespect. You're now tuning into the Frames Per Second podcast live. Appreciate y'all coming through. This live review will be covering the latest film, the number one movie in America, I believe.
Damn lie.
No, it
The number
is.
one movie? They
Yeah.
said it's the first number one movie ever directed by a black woman.
That's dope.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Look at
That
that.
is really dope.
So we a part of history.
Who's
Yeah.
we?
What? I ain't doing shit.
We support
We
it.
watched it.
Yeah.
That's really dope, though. For real. That's
Mhm,
awesome.
it
Good
is.
for her.
Number one movie in America, Candyman, the sequel or one of the many sequels to the original 1992 movie Candyman. We said we was gonna do this live. I'm really excited to get y'all thoughts in real reaction time along with the crew. And I'm gonna get started. Rod,
What up, man?
how you doing, man?
I'm okay. I think.
You think? All right. Well, hopefully
I'm okay.
we'll get better through this.
You're okay. You're okay, bro.
Overall
Hey.
thoughts on the newest film coming from Nina DaCosta. Sorry if I'm messing up your name. And Jordan Peele, Candyman. Overall thoughts.
I thought it was good, man. I thought it was entertaining. It kept me intrigued the entire time. Yeah, it felt like I don't know if an update is the right word, but I don't know, kind of in line with the first one, especially with the music and the kind of tension in different places and stuff. Like, yeah, man, I really enjoyed this.
Did you enjoy it too, Nay?
So I'm not the biggest horror fan, right? But I mean, for a horror film, I do think I enjoyed it. Yes, I enjoyed it.
Ken, did you enjoy it?
Absolutely. Yep. I fuck with this movie, man. Yeah.
You fuck with it.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. Y'all know I didn't really care for the original, but this was kind of in the same vein. And I've been listening to what y'all was saying about the original, so I'm just gonna be like, all right, you know what? It wasn't horrible. It wasn't that great. It was a pretty decent movie.
Classic.
Are you sure? I mean, you sound a little unsure about it. I mean, you know.
Nah, because when I walked away from it, I thought I was like, oh, this is just some bullshit. But then I thought about it a little bit longer, and I was like, I can kind of see what they were doing. I really like some of the other parts of the film, like the cinematography and like some of the. I really did like the acting, honestly. It was just the story was kind of. We'll get into it, but the story was kind of a little bit all over the place. I'm curious to hear Mike's thoughts. What's up, man?
This is a big fat no for me, dog.
Damn, I would have never thought that.
I would have, because he's
Absolutely
such a fan
fucking
of the
not.
first one.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't have thought
I just don't
that.
understand why the fuck they even did this.
Really?
Absolutely not. It was better than the other sequels, but what was the fucking point of this? There were some cool elements, some ideas that were really, really dope. But as an overall movie, I walked out and I was like, wow, that was a waste of time.
I did not think that was gonna be a take. I don't know if I really thought about what your take was gonna be, honestly, though. But I didn't think it would be that for some reason.
Nah,
It couldn't have lived up to it. That's why I'm not really surprised he said that.
it could have lived up to it. That's
You
that's
think
the
so?
thing. Absolutely, it could have definitely lived up to it if they actually kept true to the whole point of Candyman, and they actually didn't try to just make this a whole fucking social issues movie with no horror element, and then give us a completely nonsensical ending with one of the best actors of our generation. You fucking wasted him.
How didn't it not have a horror element? Is that what you just said?
Barely had a horror element. Most of the kills were done off screen. It wasn't scary for in any way, shape, or form. You know, Candyman wasn't menacing.
I
It was
felt like
just-
this had a more horror element than the first one. Though.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
We can get into
way.
it.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong.
No.
I'm
I
saying-
was just.
No, I disagree 100%. No, the first one was very creepy, and it had just this suspense to it. This one didn't have that because the majority of the movie, I'm just like, we're not seeing anybody die. The only death we really saw was dude getting his fucking, or the woman getting her throat slit.
But we didn't really have very many kills in the first
But
one.
but those kills were good ass kills. We saw like when he fucking killed the psychiatrist, and you hear him fucking tearing him up. But this one, it was like every death was off the screen. So it was like, why are you doing this? What is the point? Like this isn't a PG-13 movie. So why are you choosing to have all of the deaths off the screen?
I thought we saw when the chick got her throat slit.
All we saw was her fall on the ground, and then it shows her throat slit.
And it shows her throat
Yeah.
slit.
None of this. We don't see any. And the only thing we see that's even close to a death is when it's way the far back, and they're showing the fake ass Helen, who that shit pissed me off. But they're showing the fake ass Helen getting slammed into the wall and die. Why was she even in this?
The fake ass Helen.
The art critic.
The art critic was Helen from the original movie,
No,
but it wasn't. Yeah,
That wasn't actually the actress. That wasn't Virginia Madsen.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
At the end, it even said it was just her voice, the voice of Virginia Madsen.
Wait, that was her voice, but they use a different actress?
Yeah, that wasn't the same.
That wasn't
actress.
her?
Wait, hold on. That wasn't her the actress's voice.
When they did the recording like of her talking from the first one, that was her voice, and in the credits it says the voice of Virginia Madsen.
I thought that
that
was Virginia.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, that's not her.
So I'll remove that one critique. The rest of the shit still fucking stays. This shit was just pointless.
Damn.
Bro, a black man set the dude up. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is some fucking Lena Waithe shit again, dude. I'm sorry.
Wait, let's go back. You said he set him up.
William.
Okay, I guess we'll.
Let's
be quiet.
no.
This is what the people
He's
want.
emotionally attached to how bad he thinks this movie is.
Oh yeah. At this point, you a preacher to my ears right now as far as this film. But we start off with a flashback as far as how we get into this film of Cabrini Green back in 1977, I believe, following the day in the life of a young kid named William, who we didn't know who the fuck that was. What did y'all think about this opening scene as far as how we get reintroduced to Candyman?
I will say that was disappointing to me.
Damn, off the rip.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing to me, and it was a little confusing because the first thing you see is this Candyman. It obviously isn't Candyman. It looked like a low budget Candyman, and then you don't really. It's just the kids screaming. It just wasn't quite scary. And so when I watched it, I was like, and it stopped, and then it went to present day, and I was like, oh, that's it. I was like, I'm gonna be all right. I can do this.
As far as
I can do this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a jump scare movie or anything like that, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't really need to see like the slasher element like that for me. I ain't really need to see it like that.
Yeah, because you don't want it to give you nightmares. But if I'm going into a horror movie, not nightmares, but you say best with your spirit or whatever.
Well, not even that. Like, cause I'm getting kind of over that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting back into horror films. But I don't know. I just don't need to see the typical like slasher type of film thing going on.
My thing is, why make a horror movie? Like, unless you're gonna make a psychological horror and that's all you're gonna do, then that's fine. But if you're gonna make a horror movie
Uh-huh.
about a dude with a hook
Yeah.
that kills you with a hook, but the only time we see some shit is through a fucking mirror, like
I think
what
my
are we doing
imagination
here?
took me there. Like when you hear him using the hook on these people, and then these people like sound like they getting stuck with a hook, I think that was enough for me. I don't think I
wanna see it.
actually need to see it like that.
I want to see it. I
But
want to see these motherfuckers get fucked up.
Here's the thing, and for me, like the first one, especially since we just watched it, I wasn't super scared or freaked out from the first one. So I didn't feel like it was a super slasher. I didn't feel like I was seeing all this gore and stuff. It was hella creepy.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, a lot of the creepiness was really more so from my childhood, which one thing I did like is all the kids referencing in the bathroom and in the high school bathroom and all of that in this one, because that's what scared me about the original Candyman. But the first one wasn't super scary to me in that classic horror kind of way either.
Mm-hmm.
So to be clear, it's not like them not showing the kills was what put me over the edge.
Mhm.
That was one gripe
Mhm.
that I was just like, why are y'all doing this?
Mhm.
We're not there yet, clearly, and I'm not going to jump, but there were a few things that just made the entire movie completely fall apart, and that's why I was so irritated with this film.
Mm-hmm.
Them not showing the kills, that's just the horror fan in me. Like
Right.
if you're gonna and especially in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna have all of these, and first of all, CGI blood is fucking lame. They need to stop doing that. It was fucking stupid. But if you're gonna have attacks and somebody getting killed with a hook, show a couple of them at least.
Yeah,
Like, come
I was
on.
expecting more. That's the one
Like
thing.
none,
Because I was ready to see some shit this movie.
right?
Like I was ready to see like, all right, horror.
Candyman fucking people
Yeah,
up.
like the gore has gone up since 1992. So like for me, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting to see like, okay, at least regardless of story, plot, or anything, I'm gonna see some action.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I could take my mama to see this.
Straight up.
It was
Like-
uneasy at moments for me.
It was uneasy for me
The
too.
only thing that I'm somewhat surprised is because it felt like, because I know you like slow burning horror films, and I felt like there was some elements of that in here. So
Yes.
I didn't know if you cared for those or you were like they didn't do that well either.
Look, for the most part, I was on board with this film until about 3/4 of the way through. So it's not like it started off bad and it stayed bad.
Oh, okay.
I was in it at the beginning. I was like, all right, this is interesting.
Because even the skyline scenes I thought were dope. Because they kind of did that in the first one, with the clouds and stuff like that, with the cityscape, the whole opening sequence. I thought that was dope. I thought they was on point with the music because I thought that was really good about the original Candyman was the score. I thought they did good with the score on this as well. So yeah, man.
the story was the problem.
It was.
I will say the story had some holes in it. It was a little confusing. I was just like, well, okay, all right, what is going on exactly? But I thought I just missed something.
You know what? That's what everyone thought.
Oh, okay.
Because when I'm watching this shit, it felt like half the movie was filmed and they fucking left it on the cutting room floor somewhere.
You know what I feel like? Because this movie was originally shot and done in September of 2019.
They took some shit out. They had to.
Because I remember in the trailer there was one part where he was literally going crazy in front of a painting, like he was saying gibberish and shit, and that wasn't in the film.
I don't
So I'm
remember.
like,
Well, they put fake stuff in trailers, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think with all that time, they had time to just take shit out, put it in, because some of the stuff is all over the place.
But
But
it didn't make sense. Certain things there was no lead up time, and then there was other shit where it was like, why are we even going here when it has nothing to do with the fucking story? This is an hour and a half movie. They could have easily made this 2 hours and 15 and made shit make sense.
Did I miss something with the with the father of the girlfriend?
No,
that's
no,
another
the
thing
one that jumped out the window.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't miss anything.
It
No.
never, it
that
never
scene
came
just
back
came out of
around.
nowhere. Yeah.
It never came
Yeah,
back
I
around.
was waiting for that to come back around. I was just like, okay,
I really thought he was gonna be a Candyman, and like he had a picture of his face or something, and she's like, "What the fuck?" Like I really thought that was gonna come back around for some reason, but it was nothing other than the fact that she just attracts tortured artists because her father was a tortured artist.
and that's just so bad. It's like, why did you even put this in the film if it has dick to do with anything?
Right.
It's like you're trying to make these characters deep, but then when you watch them just on their own, they're all empty. Every character here was fucking empty. Why do we care about Anthony? We don't. We don't care about him. He's a dick. Granted, we didn't really care about the actual Helen. We didn't really care about her either like that. But it was attractive that we didn't care about her because we knew she was a trash person. She was a white chick taking advantage of black pain. So it was cool that we didn't care about her.
Mm-hmm.
But they should make us care about Anthony.
That's the brother?
That's the main guy. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Oh, his name
Anthony Day.
He's
Oh,
something-
yeah.
something second. Yeah.
Mhm.
the second.
Like I feel like they should have done something to make us give a fuck about this guy. But no.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Like, what did you think about his performance as Anthony?
I liked him. I didn't have a problem with the performance. Mike, you got me thinking now, though.
Look, I don't want to make anybody not like the film.
Right.
If y'all like it, that's great. I don't want to change anyone's mind, but I can't sit here and lie. This shit fucking pissed me off, man.
We see.
This shit really aggravated
nah.
me.
you
I
felt
see.
like his character lacked depth.
He was a dick.
all of them.
He was a dick, though.
Every character on this movie lacked depth.
But he became a dick after he got stung, right?
He was a dick before that.
Yeah.
Was
Because her brother called him out early. He was like, "You need to stop.
Get a job.
Get your ass."
Here was the
up off
thing,
the couch.
though. And here's the thing, and this is why I thought it was one of the interesting things I thought from the first Candyman, right? Candyman was haunting people, and he wanted people to know his story. He wanted to keep his story alive and keep going. And then you have this artist who's starving to get his name out there. So I thought they were trying to play on those parallels and make him Candyman because much like the Candyman from the first one, he had this innate desire to be known.
Yeah, because he's like, they said my name.
No, but Candyman as a human didn't have that.
Right, I understand
He only had that once he became Candyman.
Candyman, absolutely.
Now that would have been fine if they left all of this shit about police brutality and racism out of it. Then your story would have been like, okay, I get it. Say my name. He wants people to say his name. And then the scene where when those people got slaughtered, and he was like, well, damn, they said my name and they mentioned my art piece. All of that would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it was once we get to the end, which we haven't gotten there yet again. Once we get to the end and we see what this supposed arc is, it was like, wait a minute, what?
Mm-hmm.
None of that shit makes any fucking sense. This really, again, I hate to keep shitting on her like that, but I had Lena Waithe vibes when I walked out the theater. I was like, why did you do this?
The only thing that like one of the things that confused me throughout this whole day, I'm like, why that nigga ain't went to the doctor yet?
Bro.
This nigga got the whole honeycomb hideout on the side of his face. And I'm like, there's nothing about a bee sting that should make you do
How
this.
did
And you
she
just,
not notice his hand?
Thank
was
you.
fucked up?
Yeah, that was weird. I was
Yo,
like,
some
why?
niggas
you
know.
can't touch my titty with that.
Yo, some
He
niggas
probably hit it
always
behind
doing
his
shit
back.
fucked up. Nah.
No.
He probably was doing
No.
straight back shots for about 3 months
The
straight.
shit made no sense. It never even explained it. And they don't have to explain it in detail. But he got fucking stung and it went all the way up his neck. For what? It was like they only did that so they can show the one scene where he's peeling his hand and it's supposed to be gross. So it's like, come on, man. What is this? So he's supposed to be the Candyman. He gets fucking stung by one bee and his arm fucking crumples up. Like, what is that supposed to do for us? What does that even mean?
Shows that he's changing outside and inside.
They could have showed him doing that without the little bee fucking. He need like an adrenaline shot or something. Like, there was a really bad fucking reaction to a bee sting. But they never made it make any sense. Even by the end of the film, it was like, well, why did that even happen?
Yeah, I just took it as him, like him literally turning into the Candyman.
Yeah, I feel like it happened because he said Candyman 5 times in the beginning, right?
Yeah, he said.
So
it
I
right
feel
after.
like he was at that point. He was like, "I got your ass," and so it kind of like
And he
with
showed up,
Helen.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of like with Helen because
Yeah.
he never killed Helen, he never actually killed Helen. He just was always there, and so I feel like that was the same thing he was doing with. Is it Anthony or Anthony?
Anthony.
Well, she called him Anthony
Yeah.
in the first one.
I feel like they did the same thing with him, but just in a different way. Like he was turning him into the Candyman.
But Candyman wasn't turning Helen into Candyman.
But she was always there. Like she could call on him or something like that.
She
She was
ended up-
always there.
She
though.
wasn't calling on him. He was
She
just
did for
showing
that
up.
one guy that
That was the only time.
okay.
That was the only time she called on him. She wasn't.
But he
calling-
would pop up though.
He would pop up because he was infatuated with her because she was similar to the white woman that he was in love with that he died for.
Exactly. And I
So
think
what's that got to do with Anthony?
Right. So I think Candyman was probably infatuated with Anthony because that's who he wanted to sacrifice in the beginning. Right?
the baby.
The baby.
Wait, what now?
This is why they never
He was
said, that's why they
infatuated with
never
Anthony because he
yeah,
wanted to
I think he
sacrifice
was
him?
infatuated with
With the
Anthony
baby.
with the baby the same way he was infatuated with Helen. So that's why he would just follow. He didn't kill him. He just would follow him around and slowly change him. That's what I got from it. It was kind of like a parallel with Helen.
I don't see it. I don't
But
see
see,
it.
that's why that was one reason why I was confused. So why did the Sherman Candyman follow him and not the original Candyman?
Because so that was the only thing that was actually cool about this
Mhm.
was the whole idea of it
Several
not just
characters,
being one Candyman.
Mhm.
Of course, Robital was the first one, but then other people
Mhm.
became the new Candyman. That idea was really fucking dope.
Mhm.
They just did it really shitty. But that's why I guess he was the most recent version of the Candyman that he'd heard. So maybe that's why that version was following him as opposed to the Tony Todd version. But Tony Todd is always the Candyman.
Mhm.
But it's just like, I guess he kind of puts his essence into other people.
like Anthony.
Yeah, but it didn't make sense for it to be in Anthony. It made sense for it to be in Sherman.
It made sense to be Anthony because he always wanted to sacrifice him.
It made no sense to be in Anthony because Anthony didn't really die because of any sort of racial violence. He died because a black man set him up. That's why it was stupid as fuck. Sherman died because they thought that he was the one putting the razor blade in Candy. All right, bro. And it didn't end up being him. But police killed him because they thought it was him and because, obviously they get away with this type of shit. That ain't the same story for Anthony.
He set up 2 black people then.
Who was the first one?
The Sherman. When he screamed for no reason.
But he didn't set him up on purpose. He was a child. So it's not like he did it on purpose. But we can infer that that's why he was acting so weird because he had this weird trauma from being a kid and getting this man killed. But it made no sense for him to make Anthony the new Candyman. Candyman wasn't a racial victim. He was just a dickhead artist who was actually just as bad as Helen because when the chick that I thought was Helen said to him, she's like, you artist types you're all alike. You just sit back and you leech off of the poor.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was perfect. She's right. But that's the same shit that the original Helen was doing. But that's the only parallel between those two. But again, he wasn't making Helen Candyman, but he's trying to make this guy Candyman for what?
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to make Helen Candyman. He was just infatuated with her in a different way.
But didn't she become like a Candyman in the end? Because he
At the
said
very
Helen.
end,
Yeah,
but that wasn't because of him. He wasn't trying to make Helen Candyman.
Do y'all think that
She did that because she went back and she only killed what's his face, her husband.
So let me ask you this: What was he trying to do with Helen?
He was infatuated. He was in love with her because she was like his other,
right,
his other chick.
Yeah. So you don't get the motivation for Anthony,
None, not at all.
even though he tried to sacrifice this kid.
Okay.
Okay.
Once again, right?
Yeah.
All of these other Candymans or Candymen, I don't know how you would do that. Candyman. All of these other Candyman.
Bro, have y'all seen
Yes.
that? Oh my god.
that shit is
Terrence Howard, have
that
y'all
shit is
seen that
hilarious.
shit?
Oh man,
He couldn't summon him because he
Candyman.
couldn't say man. Right?
Candyman.
Yo, the nigga came through. He was like, "Look, I don't even want to deal with you." Fuck
Right.
it.
But all of those other Candymen that, at least in this movie, they died because of some sort of racial violence, some sort of unfair something.
Okay.
But Anthony did too.
Anthony didn't.
At the end, he did.
He was set up by a black dude.
but the
is why-
police
So-
still shot him unnecessarily.
The police still shot him unnecessarily, but it all traces back to it wouldn't have happened
To
had this
Columbus.
black dude not set him up. So it's like, what is your fucking message here? Are you blaming us for police violence? Like, what is the message? In the first one, we didn't get
I
any
didn't
of
get
this.
that. I got that it wasn't understood that if they came in the hood, they're probably going to kill him. So it was like Columbus Domingo knew how the police were, and so who?
Coleman Domingo.
Coleman, there we go. Coleman Domingo knew how the police were, and so I didn't necessarily feel like he set him up as much as he put him in the situation that he knew the outcome. Like he didn't set up the police. Like he
He
didn't.
called him.
Yes, he called them, but that doesn't.
Look, Candyman, throughout the entire film, every person that he was killing, it was easy to point to Anthony because Anthony was always there when the people died.
Right.
So it was like, okay, so this movie, the actual real Candyman,
Like he did with Helen.
is yes, but it
Mhm.
made sense when he did it with Helen. He wanted her to be with him. That's why he kept saying, "Be my victim."
Yeah.
Right. Why would he do that with Anthony? It makes no sense.
Because
Well,
I don't know.
I was just thinking like, and Ken, I wanted to get your thoughts on this question as far as Would have been a better reveal if we didn't know he was Anthony until like towards the end. Is that possible for this story? Because knowing that he's Anthony from the beginning of the film, you're trying to. I felt like I was trying to connect shit too much.
Yeah, I
Did
didn't know
we
that.
know that, or did we find that out through somebody else?
Yeah, I think Mike mentioned it before.
It was in the
that
trailer,
it was a
wasn't it?
I tuned out. What did you ask, Ken? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
as far as like knowing that he was Anthony from the beginning, would have been a better reveal like towards the end? Because
No,
I
but
felt
that
like
reveal was trash. Why was he not speaking to his mother? What the fuck was that scene? What was that? His mom,
That shit was funny.
that shit was funny.
That was good acting.
I was about to ask her, was that the best
That
acting
was good
she's
acting.
done since the original?
Yeah.
She wasn't really acting. I think that's just black
Natural.
woman.
That was off script.
That was probably one of them. She's like, no, we ain't playing. No, I'm in the movie. I'm playing that shit.
I won't say that shit.
The way she did that shit, that was real.
She had almost
was.
tears in her eyes. Like, look, nigga, the last time I heard that name,
my leg came off. Don't do it.
But everything else she did was terrible. It was just like
that was
what
one
is
thing that
this?
I thought they were going to dive into that more. Like, why does he have a messed up relationship with his mom? That because even Brianna was talking about like, why don't we go see your mom? Like, she's been asking us to come to dinner for a while. She had like, I'm paying you not to go over there, and he just casual about like he don't really give a fuck.
Right.
Do we need that backstory?
Yes.
She's a huge character for his story, and it connects to the original Candyman. At least I would think.
That whole reveal with Anthony and his mother was fucking stupid. When have you ever gone to the hospital and the nurse just comes and she's like, by the way, did you know you were born here?
She's just like, welcome back.
That doesn't make... I ain't been here since I was fucking born.
But she saw you in the system.
That makes no sense. And I'm sorry, I know you're supposed to just roll with certain things, but it was like they were trying so hard to force this connection to take it back to the first one that they just didn't think any of this shit out. I went to the hospital and the nurse can welcome back. You ain't been here in 38 years, but hey, good to see you. What? What are y'all talking about?
I was more upset that we got more time with Troy and his spouse than we did with like some real major characters in the film.
I'll give you that, yeah.
Because I was hoping that I thought that his spouse was going to end up saying Candyman a bunch of times, and we gonna see a good kill scene with that.
Troy had that nigga on lock now. He was like, "Don't pull that white shit over here. We don't do that."
That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We don't." What did he say? We don't need to be. What he said? We don't need to be summoning. Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Black people don't need to be summoning shit.
Mm-hmm.
But what did y'all think of Coleman Domingo as William?
Woo, my man. We got
So
to have
you
this
liked
conversation.
him, but you
I
didn't.
love that man.
But you did not like his character.
I liked his character until the end.
I feel like that's when he showed more of the range at
But
the
what
end.
was
It's not
his
about it.
motivation?
It's not about it. Exactly.
No, look.
That's the problem.
I don't,
He over here
That's
eating
the problem.
suckers with razor blades on them and shit.
I felt like so. Okay, and I get that kind of.
Tell about how many.
Hey, the way you understand that fucking shit off.
He was tearing
He over here chasing her like mouth all bloody and shit. You heard the crunch when she was running.
You did. So
Somebody said in the comments real quick, Candyman set up Helen and like Domingo set up Anthony.
Yeah, that's
That's
why it
his
makes no
point.
sense.
Yeah, that's what his
So
point
thank
is.
you. Appreciate it.
Shit, where was I about to go?
Sorry. Fuck. They said stop saying his name.
I'm not mad at him either.
Coleman Domingo's character.
So I will give you with the ending. This is where I did get a little bit lost because he mentioned that Candyman needed to come back to the neighborhood, and ever since Candyman had left, that Cabrini Green had basically died. So was he trying to bring Candyman to reverse the gentrification? That part I didn't really get.
That's
He
what
did say that.
I think he did mention. Like he said, I don't want Candyman to come out just to kill motherfuckers. I want him to bring vengeance on the cops for what they. Well, I thought it was something.
He said there's too many. He basically said there's too many white people moving into these neighborhoods.
Right. We need
said,
to bring
need
him back and
Candyman.
get these niggas out.
Even that doesn't make any sense because the murders already happened in Cabrini Green. They tore Cabrini Green down and they built condos. So why do you think murders would keep the white people out? It didn't the first time.
I mean,
It makes
I
no
ain't mad
sense.
at it. I'm really not mad at this logic though.
At Coleman Domingo's logic,
At reversing gentrification
you
and
can't
bring
reverse
Candyman.
gentrification.
Why you can't?
Because it already happened.
Scare
and there
them
were
out
murders.
and scare them out, and then they will drop the prices and we can move back in.
The murders
It makes
already
sense to me.
happened. In the movie world, the murders already happened in Cabrini Green.
Okay.
And what did they do? They tore them down and they built condos up. So clearly they're not afraid of murders. They're not afraid of a Candyman.
No, but after Candyman burnt down, right, in the bonfire, he didn't come back.
How do we know
And
that?
they said that after that happened, nobody was going to say his name again. And so he ultimately died.
So you're saying that if Candyman shows back up and they tell the white people to say his name, then he's going to scare them out?
Get him out.
That is fucking stupid.
We're going to reverse gentrification. Candyman's finna save the neighborhood. He going to kill all the cops. And he going to reverse gentrification, get these white people out of here. I'm here for it.
But the cops didn't even say his name.
She did.
She did.
Mhm.
The same way
So-
she was able to
so-
summon him the
But
same
I'm
way Helen
saying,
was.
but they're going to have to trick everyone, all of these white people to,
Well, it
one of us
already
has to be
started.
around to say his name to get you guys to move out of the neighborhood.
Well, it already started with the little white girls in the bathroom. Like, the trend already started. His name's already trickling
But
around.
Coleman didn't know that. The rush from Coleman is this wise sage from the neighborhood to, I'm crazy, I'm going to saw off your hand. It was so out of nowhere. It made zero sense. And Coleman Domingo deserved much better than that because he is an amazing actor.
He
and even
is.
he couldn't sell that stupid shit.
My thing was, so he wasn't fully transformed when he cut off his arm.
Mm-mm.
He was in a daze. I mean, he was in the
Yeah,
same
he
type
was-
of daze that Helen would go
That
into.
arm was dead. So
You said the
What?
arm
Do
was
we know
dead?
that for sure?
Yeah, he turned into the honeycomb.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
over.
I didn't know. I thought it was just still crinkly. You could put some cocoa butter on.
He was pulling his
Nah,
nails
they
off.
wasn't saving that goddamn arm, bro.
He was pulling his fingernails off and
Yeah, they
all of
wasn't
that.
saving that one. That one was gone.
It was
bro.
there, honey. Them bees
That
ate
whole
that.
side. That whole side was gone, bro.
Yeah.
Because he cried like it hurt.
He did.
Or was it just crying like I lost my arm? Damn, that's
He
fucked
was
up.
crying because he's like, I'm about to be Candyman. I got set up by a brother. This is some bullshit.
But wasn't the first one kind of bullshit in that way too, though?
Nope. Ain't no black folks set up by the black folks.
But he was killing black people. Remember, we said that he was killing black
But we
people in
explained
Cabrini
why.
Green. Why was he?
I told you because they were trying to make it seem like
We said
Black
because they
folks-
superstitious.
black folks are way more superstitious than white folks on average. And it was easier for Candyman to do that because they couldn't leave. The only thing Candyman wanted was for people to remember his name. They changed that entire narrative to Candyman is this essence of these people that are murdered because of racism, that was in the first one too. But it didn't make sense in this aspect of making Anthony a Candyman. It didn't make any sense.
And they
Them
kind of
making Sherman a Candyman was fucking dope. I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea.
Terrific Tariq said, "Damn, she just cracked the code. This is the best picture now." Something about the code she cracked about reverse gentrification.
No, I do see that more white people in this film said Candyman. The only black people that said Candyman was the main characters. Just
Yeah. And
she only said-
Rihanna didn't even say it.
She only said it 4 times.
Yeah, she
I don't
he
think
said it.
at all.
She didn't say it at all.
She tried
Well,
to say
she
it when they were in
started
that
to it and
room.
he broke the mirror.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I'm
but
talking about in the cop car. She said,
Oh,
Yeah, he said
at
it a
the
couple.
end.
Touche.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That's the only 2 times that everybody else was white, and even the Asian girl
got the hell
she
on.
got the-
That was
Yeah.
hilarious
The
to
windows,
me.
the windows open. She got the hell up out of there. So I do,
In the bathroom.
I don't remember an Asian.
and that was kind of a joke that they played on because Brianna was like telling her brother like, "Who the hell would say Candyman 5
Mhm.
times?"
I
And
feel
then it
like
cuts
they-
to the white girls.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to use this as an opportunity to make this a black movie.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 on the nose.
Exactly.
I don't think it was 2 on the nose.
For me,
Yeah.
it was.
But that's what I'm saying about the
What do
first
you mean
one
a black
because
movie?
the first one it almost turned into like it was
White
all about
woman
head-
saves the
yeah,
world.
Yeah, but I think they was trying to fix that this time.
by making a black man set up another black man.
There was a lot of black people in the movie theater where I was at,
Mhm.
so it's definitely become a part of
Yeah, it was nothing but black people.
No. I think black culture at this point.
I think Candyman was always a part of black culture. Candyman, it was our
Yeah, it
movie.
was our only black
It was our
horror.
only, it was,
Yeah,
him
it was
or
our black
Blackout.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. So I mean, it's always a black. Yeah, there's issues with the first one, sure, but not like this.
I will say I did like because in the first one you didn't really get an explanation of the candy with the razor in it, and so I did like the fact that you had some sort of explanation for that. I thought that was a cool tie together.
Did y'all even like going back to a little bit towards the beginning, like his exhibit though itself, like what he was trying to do
with the mirror in it and the
Yeah.
storage. I thought it was cool. I thought that was cool. You didn't like that either?
The only issue is that it's behind the mirror.
But I thought that was cool.
Yeah, but it looks like a mirror. Like, why would you? Well, or
That's
did it
art.
have one of those things beside it that let you know it was in the?
Yeah, it's on
Probably.
on
Okay.
the it was on the card.
Because I was
Yeah.
okay.
You thought you were just watching the mirror. If like
I
that's a
thought
casual-
that if people just walk in and they looking at everything else, then that would just look like it's just
A mirror
on the wall. But
Nah.
yeah, if it was an art card or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
It probably was a card, but
Yeah, they all were looking at the card. It had the description of what it was on it. Say that's how they
On
people
the
know.
wall though, right?
Usually it's on the wall. It's usually it's on the wall
Beside the art, right?
And then beside the
Yeah,
art, then
yeah.
and a lot of times you'll have a card that explains what you're looking at. And they did. That's
Yeah,
why
she
that's
had
how
that,
that's
yeah,
how they
the
know
white
if
girl.
you say it 5 times that would something would happen or whatever. So
I didn't even like that because it was just
Yeah.
like, I get your point of trying to make this a quote unquote black movie, but it's like you're making a movie about a whole bunch of personality free bougie blacks. And then you're turning Helen's character into Anthony. So now Anthony is the one exploiting these people. So it's like, again, what is your message here?
How is he exploiting them?
Because he knew this was a deep story about this neighborhood. And then he's telling this white art critic all about this story that he knows is a deep issue. It just didn't make any sense. He's going to an uppity art gallery, as we see from the people that are going there and from the curator. And what was his point of doing all of this?
They didn't- but they didn't want him
Candyman
there.
But
story.
uppity
They didn't-
black
they didn't want
people
him there,
is-
though.
is-
Who didn't? Okay, y'all both talking at the same time.
No,
What'd you
I
say?
want Ken to talk because he hasn't been talking
Right.
that much. But I remember my point.
No, I was just saying uppity black people exploit lower class black people too.
Exactly. Do we need to see this in Candyman? Did you need
Why
to see
not?
that point?
If that
if-
was a point that that was trying to be made.
That's the point. Okay, so uppity blacks are exploiting other blacks. So then in turn, the uppity black is exploited and tricked by one of the other blacks that's from that neighborhood. So this is all about a cycle of black folks turning on each other.
Or maybe retribution for that uppity black, but I don't know if he would know he was uppity or not.
He knew he was uppity. That
maybe he
motherfucker's
did.
pants were up to his ankles. He knew he was uppity.
This is true. But
You can
Those
see his
socks.
shins. You can see his shins while he's wearing pants. He's uppity, bro.
no, I didn't have an issue with that. No, I didn't have an issue with that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
What I was gonna say is, I know y'all said he was a dick or whatever, but weren't white people being a dick to him too? Like from the jump, like
Well,
he's
the
like,
guy at the exhibit was
like you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for your
Yeah,
sister.
took a shot at him.
Took a shot at him. Then you had the reporter chick that was like, oh yeah,
But what
typical art about gentrification, da 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 da. So I felt like they were trying to tear him down.
But he was. But how
Like
that
they
make
wouldn't
him
let
not a
him
dick?
in.
He was still a dick.
I didn't see him. He didn't really become a dick until later on in the movie. I don't remember him being like an asshole or a dick in the beginning of the movie. I'm with Rod. It seemed like a lot of people were taking shots at him, and he was returning fire.
he was missing a lot of shit that she wanted him to go to. Or like he wasn't as considerate even before the
He was
trans.
turning
came
by
later.
that point.
He was a dick from the moment those motherfuckers in the art gallery died. There was no way for them to clean that up.
Wait, say that one more time.
When those people in the art gallery died, which was easily the worst scene in the movie, that I don't know who the fuck wrote that dialogue, but it was trash.
Mhm.
Oh, is this real? Oh man, gotta move faster, Who? Come on.
Oh, got
Yeah, I will
got
give him-
wait that him saying that white guy got to move faster, must move faster is from Jurassic Park. So that's a classic line from Jurassic Park that people say.
That made it worse for me. I didn't know
It
that. That
really
made it
did.
worse.
Mhm.
Wow,
So-
Jurassic Park has no part. It has nothing to do with this movie.
But Jordan Peele is a fan of movies, so I could see him taking that line
Yikes.
and putting it in there and giving it to
He
the white
did
guy.
help screenwrite.
That was the
He
first
did.
thing that I thought about when Get Faster Must Go Faster. It's Jeff Blum or what Goldblum or whatever his name
Goldblum,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, he says it in the first Jurassic Park.
That makes this so much worse. I wish you hadn't told me that. 'Cause I already thought that scene was stupid, but the fact that you're saying it's from Jurassic Park makes it even worse. It's like, why are you inserting this weird comedic element in a place where it would absolutely not fit.
Because I think is just because it's a white guy, honestly. And it's from yeah, that's what I thought. Just him being a fan of the movie and just putting that in there for that. If that's true, I don't know. I just know that that's the place where I've heard that line and I've heard it in other movies before.
Well, either way, when they died, which was I believe they were the first kill in the movie, he was a dick from there on. Like he literally said, like he didn't give a fuck about them dying. He was like, "Oh yeah, well, they said my name."
And the
sister and the brother looking at him like, "Are you fucking serious?"
I don't.
Are you serious?
I'm not saying they worked out. I'm not
a
saying
regular
they-
person, because this guy was rude to him, he's gonna ignore the fact that him and a woman just got murdered.
He would,
No.
yes.
And he had got stung.
So he's
by
a
the-
dick.
No,
Has he been
guys,
stung by
no,
this
he had-
stuff?
Yes, he'd
Yeah, he had
already
been
started
stung by
to
this stuff,
change,
yeah.
and with every death, like he got more and more like Candyman. So that was the start of him transitioning into Candyman.
Right.
Like kinda
he
heartless.
was a dick the whole movie. He was never a nice person. We never got any.
I guess what I'm
Okay.
saying is that before he got stung, I don't recall him being a dick like that.
You know why? Because they didn't show us anything. That's why I
That's
said
what he
he's
said,
an
yeah.
empty character. The only time we showed any sort of emotion or depth is when he was being an asshole. We got zero story of this guy. This is some dude that we're supposed to have a connection with from the first movie because he was the baby. But in this, the only time he starts showing anything is when he's being an asshole. He was an asshole pretty much the whole movie. Before that, he was just this fucking emotionless guy.
Well,
Yeah, that didn't bother me.
Let's address
Fine
that.
with being an asshole.
Let's address that though. Did we know that? I mean, okay. Did somewhere
No.
were we supposed to know that? Because I remember you told us that.
That
But I don't know
what?
if we were supposed to know that this was the baby.
No, we weren't supposed. I mean, well, I don't know if we're supposed to know that or not. But I would think if I knew his name was Anthony from the second the movie started, I was like, oh, I would have been like, that's got to be Anthony from the first one.
Well, they called
Because-
him Anthony.
Yes, they called him Anthony.
They called him Anthony in this movie, but the only time you heard him referred to was when his mom used that weird accent and called her Anthony. Because if you remember, we were like, what is the little boy name when we reviewed the first one? So I can see them thinking that people wouldn't make that connection, which is why when he went home to his mother, that was supposed to be a big reveal.
Okay, so
So you spoiled it for us.
I didn't spoil shit because you should have figured it out.
I thought it was in the trailer, honestly.
If
I don't
if
think
they
so.
said his name, okay, look, if the first movie ended with the baby and the baby's name is Anthony, and then the second movie starts and there's a black man named Anthony, you wouldn't have put two and two together and made four.
I don't know.
I mean,
Because I fucked it up for you.
well, real talk, if it weren't for this show, I wouldn't have watched the first one. So I know under normal circumstances, I would have went into that blind. I wouldn't have remembered that from the last time I saw Candyman.
I would have.
I know you would have.
I would have. If it started and there's like, oh, this dude's name is Anthony, he's black, I'm like, oh, that's Anthony. And if it wasn't that Anthony, I'd be like, oh, that's stupid. Why'd you name him Anthony then?
I mean, well, it's one of your favorite movies.
It doesn't,
I mean,
even
so.
if it's not. If somebody just watched the first Candyman last week, and then they're like, okay, Candyman sequel's out, I'm gonna go watch it, and it starts off with a guy named Anthony, I think they would make the connection.
I could see some people being like, "Oh shit, damn, that was the baby from that." da 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 da.
That's
Absolutely.
fine. That's
I can
fine.
see people saying that.
That's fine.
Mike,
Ask Ken, man. I've been talking about it.
Hey man, you obviously needed to get this out. But
I've been holding on to this shit from Thursday because I walked out that motherfucker mad.
Oh,
I'll ask the group.
I'm
then.
sorry.
Between since Mike brought it up, who had more depth? Was it Brianna or was it Anthony? Because I felt like she got a lot of good scenes that kind of revealed like she was dealing with trauma, and I think we got. I feel like we got more of an emotional connection to her character than we did to the main character. Or am I off on that? Because we even see obviously it was a bullshit backstory. We see the backstory with her daddy. We see how she was speaking with the art dealer gallery lady about what she went through. Like, was there a message that was trying to be conveyed through her character?
Through the movie. Suppressed black trauma is what I got from her. Even though they didn't expound on it, I don't know if it was fully necessary. Even though they brought it back later on, but yeah, I think it's just suppressed black trauma. Like here's this his girl who's dealt with some pretty intense shit, and she rarely talks about it or acknowledges, if ever. And even throughout the movie, she didn't want to deal with her dad's shit. Even when her brother was talking to her about that shit, you could see she was kind of like avoiding the conversation and stuff like that. So, Anthony is starting to go through his own set of trauma throughout the movie as well. And he's also starting to paint art about other types of black trauma that's taking place as well in the neighborhood, and exploiting it, which is another form, which would be viewed as another form of trauma within itself. So here she is dealing with all of this shit, and then now she got to turn around and try to deal with his shit as well. And it's like, which one comes first? Like, she's not willing to even try to deal with her shit because she's really trying to get his shit back right. So, and just put her shit to the side.
Wait, what trauma did Anthony go through?
He was going through his own set of trauma. Like,
what
it was
trauma?
the beginning.
Learning about
Because of his
himself.
arm?
I think learning about himself.
What did he learn about himself?
He learned that he from the.
That shit about finding out about when he went to his mom and found out the truth about his own story.
That was the end of the movie.
I know, but that's still. But going through his trauma, like he eventually got to it. Like, that shit fucked him up.
That was trauma. Like, I found out that my mama was lying to me about a hospital that I was born in.
I really
Not
grew
even
up in
that-
the projects.
That's
I was
trauma?
part
Not
of
even
this
that.
story. Like,
Yeah.
the story that Troy told at the beginning, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, but okay? Is this trauma that we're supposed to empathize with Anthony for?
Yes.
Right.
Really?
That's what I'm supposed to get from it.
Here's the problem. Whether you think it was a lot of depth or not, there was more depth to Brianna than there was to Anthony, who's the main character. In the original film, we didn't need to know anything about Helen's husband. He was just a dick. We knew he was a dick and he was cheating on her. That's all we needed to know. They spent more time with Virginia identifying, like, you see her interacting with friends. You see how she deals with when she's goes to Cabrini Green. So you had a little bit more of an understanding of who she was. You knew she married this dude as a grad student, so she was kind of like she ended up marrying her professor, so you got an idea of her backstory. We didn't, as much as I love Tiana Parris, she's one of my, I love her, and I think she's an amazing actress, but we didn't need it for this story.
We didn't need her quality of acting.
We didn't need the backstory of we didn't need to know her dad. We didn't need to know her trauma. Like, her trauma was not important to the story. They should have spent more time on Anthony's character, explaining, showing us, and getting us more connected to him.
Agree.
Was this may be me reaching, but this story was trying to be dumb black.
It was. I didn't mind
black women trying to support black.
I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to be the one.
I said it. I was like, all right, so I'm not the only one who kind of.
I didn't want to be the one
because, like you said, she suppressed her trauma to help with another black man's trauma.
And a black man, her being able to progress in the industry, and him having to ride her coattails, because in a lot of professional settings, black women will be able to progress. They'll give a job to a black woman because they look at us as a lot less threatening and kind of more get along. And so it's easier for black women to progress in a lot of industries, and black men having to cope with the black woman being the breadwinner, being the supporter, being the successful one in the relationship. So yeah, I did catch that. I just didn't want to be the one to bring it up.
Because in the beginning, she was like, "Our new apartment." He said, "In your new apartment." Right. She was like, "It's our apartment." But I was like, "Oh, she must be paying the bills. That's why he's saying it's your shit."
Yeah.
Well, everywhere after the guys were killed, whenever she would have conversations when she had the conversation with the other black lady, it seemed like she was more interested in him than her. With the art thing, which I thought was interesting, and it seemed like that bothered her a little bit. Well, they didn't really go into like her feelings about Anthony's. I guess it was a newfound, stardom that was starting to develop.
I think he had a piece that did really good, and that's what they were talking about in the beginning. And they were like, "Okay, but what's new?" And he's been struggling to come out with something new. Yeah.
Fucking for me.
So I have a question for you, Mike. Like, going into this film, like what would you have needed? Being such a fan of the first one, what would you have needed for you to actually dig this remake?
For Anthony not to be the Candyman, and for that not to be the ending.
Let's talk about the ending.
I mean,
Good. Go ahead. With your
So,
point.
like I said, I enjoyed most of this. It was only when we got to the point where it was like, this guy is being Candyman, and this is the reason he's Candyman. I was done at that point. Because I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't care. I don't care about Anthony. He has zero personality. He's just a douche. His girl had more personality than him, and they barely fucking expounded on her personality. I would have rather watched a movie about the gay couple. At least they were entertaining.
They
Well,
were.
the white guy wasn't. The brother really was more entertaining. But
When he came in there like, Anthony, we are here. We are getting her stuff and we
shit
are
was
leaving.
so yeah, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
I was saying the ending kind of. We talked about it a little bit earlier with Williams' character just going from zero to crazy. But even once we see him go crazy and he chases Brianna through the church.
So when he said he needed to be a witness,
That's what I was like. What was that? I thought it was some type of ritual that he was doing.
Yeah.
But he said what?
When he said we got our witness, he said that she was the witness.
Yeah, because he needs someone to be able to say that they saw the Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's not gonna. But here's the problem with that. Again, when it was Sherman, it was commonly known after they murdered Sherman that it wasn't Sherman killing people. So that story makes sense because forever it's going to be looked at as Sherman became the Candyman because these white dudes came in and killed him.
For no
Whereas
reason.
with this, Candyman was following Anthony around and killing people that were associated with Anthony. So there was no way that story was going to become that Anthony was innocent. It would have been looked at like, oh, well, he was definitely killing people. So it wasn't even close to the same thing as Sherman. Who would have thought that Anthony was innocent? No one. Because they can't prove that it was somebody else because it was really the Candyman.
That's
So I don't know if
he was
this is
aligned
also-
with
Helen
Helen.
was innocent
That's what I'm
either.
saying. It was because he was his character was aligned with Helen, not Sherman.
Wait, what? Whose character was aligned with
Anthony's character was parallel to Helen, not Sherman.
Right. So if they had left the racism part out, it would have made sense. My point is, when you become the new Candyman, they made it seem like in this movie that all of the iterations of Candyman, because Helen wasn't a Candyman.
I got it, y'all. I got it. So
He cracked the code.
okay.
I doubt it.
Got it.
Because the movie was terrible.
Nah, so they was basically trying to fulfill the prophecy that from the first one. So I think we getting fucked up. I think what's the old boy's Domingo's character?
William?
I think he's Helen in this movie. I think Candyman was using him to get the baby the same way Helen was used to get the baby and sacrifice the baby. They just was fulfilling the prophecy that he always wanted to fulfill in the first one. So that's what it was. Domingo's character is parallel with Helen's character, and the baby is still the baby. And he's finally fulfilled the prophecy of getting him to where he wanted him to be in the first one. That's it.
That's the code?
That's the code.
So explain the other Candyman.
What you mean?
The other iterations of Candyman. Sherman and the other four. You have to explain those because that's what this movie was basing this on.
Sherman was
Sherman was the guy that was killed at the very beginning.
The low budget, the great value.
Right. So
Right.
So I don't know. Well,
Sweet man.
Sherman was. I don't know. He was another iteration of the Candyman. I don't know if you said the Candyman uses different iterations, but
The movie said that.
Okay, so that Candyman followed this kid all the way up to an adult and was in the same like
He didn't.
You talking about
He was-
Sherman's character?
No, he did because you remember when
You're talking about he was following Coleman Domingo.
yes, character through this whole all the way up until adulthood.
So what about all the other Candymen?
all the what other Candyman what is any other ones?
Yes,
after
there
that?
were like 5. So
after him.
they were making the point of there was always a different iteration of a Candyman. That's why at the very end of the
But it
movie,
was-
at the very ending of the movie, you didn't watch the whole movie, bro.
I'm telling you, Mike.
No, I'm telling you, at the end of the movie, did you watch the shadow puppets?
No, I know.
They
what
were
you're saying.
illustrating that there were other Candymen.
Before him.
throughout the entire film.
Okay.
What
All
do you
right.
mean? I'm
Regardless of
confused.
this, regardless of that, this particular Candyman followed this kid all the way up because you remember when I think it killed his sisters in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So he was always there. That's why he told him like, shh. So he's followed him the same way he did Helen. Like he never killed Helen. He just was always there. He was always there with that Domingo character. And they finally fulfilled the prophecy when they got to the kid. He said he didn't know where he was, but when he came to, he's like, oh shit, that's him. It's like they didn't know where he was.
The only
when
way
they
your
finally
theory would
found
make
him-
sense is if he had the same future seeing prophecy like that you do. Because otherwise he would have to know,
Don't do that.
that Candyman, he would have to know that Candyman was going to fuck with Coleman Domingo, and Coleman Domingo was in turn going to fuck with Anthony.
So
he
I
have to
think-
be a future teller.
No. What I'm saying is that Domingo realized that was the child. He's like, when he realized that was the child, he's like, oh shit, that's the child.
Then
So
how
this
is
is
the
the guy I
prophecy?
need.
Wait.
He's fulfilling the prophecy because he finally found the child, Anthony. He didn't know where he was. He finally found him.
So you're saying Candyman was telling Coleman Domingo's character to find the child?
Yes. He's in line.
What?
He's in line with Helen.
That is the hugest reach to make this movie make sense.
The only
It's
thing
not
I
reach.
Because they never said anything like that.
He said he had to fulfill the prophecy.
I
thought he
got
saw
that part, but when did Candyman? How does Candyman come into this?
Candyman comes into it because he still wants to get to that child.
But
that
he could have
wanted.
done that without setting Anthony up as a murderer. How he could have done that without him following Anthony around and making it seem like Anthony was killing people.
How did he set up Anthony as a murderer? How did William do that?
William did. I'm talking about Candyman could have done that
Oh.
without setting Anthony up as a murderer.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense. If the whole thing was a prophecy about getting to the child,
Yes.
he was going through Coleman Domingo from a child, which means he would have to know that Coleman Domingo at some point would have interaction with Anthony.
Coleman
Possibly.
Domingo was deranged. I think he saw the early version of the Candyman in that laundromat. And when he was basically putting Anthony on game about Candyman, Anthony had no idea who Candyman was. Like, just so he was like, people forgot about Candyman. Like, this guy just kind of went away. And I think he may have had this infatuation with Candyman, or maybe he was reading and seeing all the murders about Candyman, and maybe it came back again. But I do have a question about the ending scene, since we're on that. Did William call the cops?
Yes.
he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when he said that there's going to be a witness this time, could he have been referring to Brianna and her witnessing the murder of Anthony at the hands of the cops?
Yes.
Because every other iteration of Candyman in the movie were a victim of some type of racial
Right.
attack. So maybe that's the prophecy that he's talking about, is that he can't fully become the Candyman until he is actually killed by cops or white people or whatever.
Right, but that doesn't make any sense. That's the whole point. It doesn't make sense for this.
Why not?
Because all of the other people already became Candyman.
After they were killed, though.
Right. So what is the point of setting Anthony up as is that part of the prophecy? You really want this baby to become Candyman, so I have to do all of this other stuff to make him become Candyman.
Are we talking about William or Candyman?
Well, actually, I guess both. So,
because I think William
making
is
my
separate
hair
from. I think once he said Candyman 5 times in the beginning, Candyman was already there.
you're talking
Got
about
your
William.
ass.
Yeah, Anthony. William never
Once-
said it.
Okay.
William told him the story. He went back to the crib, told Brianna, and then they said it, and then the motherfucker was following him around the whole time,
Right.
killing motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah,
Killing people around him to make it look like he's the one killing them. Only for it to end with him getting murdered.
but
Yeah,
nobody were attaching those murders to him, were
Yes,
they?
they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. At
Man.
some point, like when he was at the table, if you watch Brianna's face, she's putting 2 and 2 together.
Right,
but
but
the news, it wasn't being covered in the media like
The
that.
news only mentioned his
piece.
Peace,
his
peace.
piece.
Right.
Right, but you think at the end of the film, once the cops killed him and they traced it all back, and they said, "Wait a minute." So he was at the art critic's place. He was also at the gallery.
When did that happen?
When did what happen?
The police put that together.
No, I'm saying you don't think the police would.
Because I thought they ended up calling them the Candyman killers, or like killings, like once we got to the end.
Right.
I think they would have already
So
done
then
that.
once they found, they didn't know who he was yet. So once they found him and he had a hook in his hand, and they realized, oh, this is Anthony, the artist. Oh, this was the artist that was at this gallery? Oh, shit. Maybe he's the one that did it. Oh, this is also the artist that met with this art critic?
Mm-hmm.
Clearly he's the murderer.
And it would have fulfilled the prophecy, and Candyman's name would have reigned again.
It wouldn't have, because it would have been a human. It would have been a regular ass dude.
As Candyman, though.
Right, but not because of the same reasons as Sherman and the other ones. They made it seem like Sherman died because he was an innocent man.
Right, but Candyman would have came back. Sherman died as an innocent man, but at the end of the day, Candyman would have returned because he was still killed by the cops. At the end, because
it's the same situation.
Anthony is still innocent.
Right, it's the same situation
But
with
no,
Sherman.
who knows that?
Well,
I said, everyone knew Sherman was innocent.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
After he died.
Right.
But when the cops killed
Anthony.
Right, but touche. But when the cops killed him, Sherman was an innocent man. When the cops killed Anthony, he was an innocent man. And if other Candymen, so if Candyman kills afterward, they would have attached those murders to him. But if the murders continued, then they would have been proven the same way Sherman would have been proven.
My only thing was with Rod's point is that Sherman was the last Candyman and they needed a new Candyman. So that's why he saw him a lot throughout this film.
But he would have had to know that from him being a child.
No,
if Candyman was going through Coleman Domingo to get to Anthony, then he would have had to know that from childhood.
He wasn't going through Coleman Domingo.
Okay, well, then you and Rod work that one out, because I don't understand any of this.
Who was he going through there?
It don't matter. He was trying to get to him.
Right, but he found the end through Coleman Domingo.
The Candyman?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that because Coleman Domingo came up to.
How is the Candyman was already called when they summoned him after he talked to Coleman Domingo?
This too much.
Unless maybe that's the connection point you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think that y'all are trying to connect a lot of dots that weren't actually in the movie. I think ultimately that there are loopholes in the story. I think that there's not a lot of character development. I think they took different aspects of Candyman and tried to make one cool ass Candyman, and it didn't quite pan out, but it was still an enjoyable watch.
Just your final thought.
Before we move on, let me address real quick the whole thing about, if the murders continued. If the murders continued, it would have been just like everything else. They would have still attributed it to Anthony because that would be the only thing that would make sense. They found a guy with a hook shoved in his hand, and then the cops killed him. They would still say he killed those other people. If the murders continued, they'd probably say it was somebody else doing it, a copycat killer, whoever.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with this movie, again, I mean, people can look at it and say you're looking too deep, but they're the ones who put out these half-assed theories for this movie, these half-assed ideas for this movie, and they didn't connect shit. They were trying to make an overall social political statement, which is fine, but the way they wrapped it up was fucking awful. Nothing in this made any sense. If they were going to make Coleman Domingo deranged, that's fine. But y'all gotta give me more than, he saw his sisters get killed and all of a sudden he was obsessed with Candyman. But then why are you talking about, I'm trying to bring Candyman back to this neighborhood, but Candyman killed your sister. So why are you trying to bring Candyman back to this neighborhood? None of it makes any sense.
Killed his sister.
Coleman Domingo's.
Oh.
In the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Said, shh.
The rush of him being this normal, wise guy trying to give Anthony game to I'm all of a sudden crazy.
You don't think that shit causes trauma at a young age? Like
Black trauma?
First of all, seeing... Huh?
I didn't say it didn't cause trauma.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, but that would make sense as why he's the crazy and deranged. Like, because of all the shit. If Candyman's been fucking with his mind all the way up until this age...
And nobody believed him when he told the story, too.
Yeah, if he's been fucking with him... Yeah, if he's been fucking with his mind all the way up to this point, that would make a man crazy.
So he was hiding the crazy until the end.
No, I'm not saying
most people?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was hiding the crazy. I'm
Look
just
at the
saying
hoops y'all
that.
have to jump through to make this bullshit make
No,
sense.
and I agree. That's why I say at the end of the day, it's a lot of loopholes to the story. And the fact that we're assuming certain things about the character means that they didn't dive deep enough in any of these characters. To your point, Mike, I didn't think about it until we actually started breaking it down. Like I could have, they gave backstory on Coleman Domingo, but okay, this kid went through all of this and we're assuming that's what drove him crazy. But was Candyman really with him all those years? Or did he just have a couple of incidents with Candyman? Like we
Even
don't
if
know.
it's a couple,
And
like if you see the fucking Candyman killing people, yo, that would fuck you up.
it absolutely would. It absolutely would. I'm not
That's
disagreeing with you. Okay. I'm not disagreeing with that. But the fact that it's just too many loopholes for us to have to create a story to make it make sense.
I don't think that's a loophole. I think they showed enough times that like he saw these. He was there when these police killed this man that was actually being nice to him. Well, I think they said it was the first time I saw fear or something like that.
Which were the cops coming in?
Yeah.
Right.
And then so he felt like it was his fault that shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then as he gets older, he has his interactions with Candyman and people not believing the story, and he actually seen him killed, i.e. his sister.
How do we know that?
How we know what?
How do
you know
we
what?
know when he got older that people didn't believe him?
It would have happened. That
we
part
don't.
would have
We
happened
don't.
after the murder. Because I don't think he was older. I think he was still around that same age.
The only way to make this movie make sense, you have to make a lot of shit up. That's
Right.
the problem. That's the problem. We don't know that he was telling those stories.
I'm just
And
talking
we
about
don't know that
specifically to the
Candyman was already
trauma.
around him when he was getting older. We don't know any of that.
I was just saying specific. I was just talking specifically. I think Ken brought up that point about he knew.
But you said
nobody
Candyman was
believed
fucking with him as
him.
he got older, though.
We
don't
never
know
saw
that.
that. That never happened in the movie.
You talking about when he was like teenage years, 20 years?
Yeah,
That was just that
right.
shit.
Well,
I
That's
guess
what you said.
I'm just saying, like, if we're seeing him as a kid, like Candyman popping up as a kid, I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be.
But you understand that you're making that up.
right. The movie
That's
didn't
not
give you any of
actually
that.
in the movie. That's just an assumption that you're making.
But I feel like again, I don't need the movie to tell me that.
You kind of do. Otherwise, you're just making assumptions to make the story make sense. And for someone who's just taking the movie at what is on the screen, it doesn't make sense.
Right. We don't know that Candyman was doing anything to him as he got older. We don't know that he was telling a whole bunch of people the story and they weren't believing him. We don't know any of
Somebody
this.
said he said that people didn't believe him.
Right. I understand. We understand that people didn't believe him as a kid, but that doesn't mean that Candyman stayed with him
Right.
and tormented him throughout his life to make him now crazy. Granted, yes, the things that he saw as a child would make one crazy, and we assume that that's why he is acting in the manner in which he is.
Right.
But there is no storyline to say that Candyman's been with this guy and driving this guy to this now child.
If he's saying that nobody never believes him, and he's basically saying, "No, y'all gonna believe me now, and I have a witness. Y'all gonna believe me." That's what it was.
What are they?
y'all.
What are they believing?
That
What are
That
they-
there is
Candyman is
Candyman,
real.
right? We're not
But that
disagreeing.
Candyman- so that
We're not
Candyman killed
disagreeing with
his
that.
kid's sisters?
Which one? The one that
Look,
he's
you
making
gotta
now?
think about this, right? So if he's trying to convince people that Candyman is real, right?
Right, because they didn't believe him when
Because they didn't believe him.
Candyman killed his sister.
Right. So now we have a witness, which is Brianna.
Which would be Brown.
We have
right.
a witness of me taking this innocent man and cutting his hand off and shoving a hook into his arm.
Okay.
So how would that prove that Candyman is real if she's gonna say, well, no, this motherfucker took my boyfriend and cut his hand off.
Because
It's not Candyman.
because she then tries to summon him and actually see him come.
Coleman Domingo would have to know the future.
No,
Oh, no,
'cause,
dead ass. I'm not making the future Rod joke anymore. I'm saying he would
'Cause
have to know the future to know that Brianna was going to do that.
or
But-
nobody would have believed Brianna.
Wait, pause. Didn't he say that
What?
once Candyman dies, that he'll rise and he'll kill the cops? That for some reason he knew that once Anthony died, that he would handle the cops.
Yeah, I always thought that he wanted
I don't know. I
to sick
can't
Candyman on the cops.
Right. That's what I for some reason I feel like I heard
thought you
that
said that,
because
too.
as soon as Candyman died and they arrested her, he just popped up. Nobody called him for that.
No, Brianna called him.
Brianna called.
No, I'm not
Candyman.
talking-
Brianna called him.
Shit, you're right. Touche. I don't know. He would have to know the future.
But we didn't even talk about. So, what was the Tony Todd thing?
I was gonna ask you, did you like the Tony Todd shit?
That was pretty cool, but it was just like, okay, this is just fan service. But I was cool with it
Yeah.
because that was the only moment where I was like, that's dope. Because when he looked over and he was like, tell everybody. And I was like, but tell everybody what?
That
That
Candyman
Candyman
is
is
real.
real again.
Or tell my story or some shit like that.
Yeah. Why?
'Cause
Why? How?
don't-
He
why
said
you
that in the
laughing?
first one.
because the story she would tell is that this dude, this Coleman Domingo guy, took my boyfriend and cut his hand off and turned him into the Candyman.
Right.
And then when I called Candyman, he came out and
He
killed the
came out.
cops.
Right. Candyman is real because he came out and killed these motherfuckers.
But
I
it
saw the
wouldn't
motherfucker.
have matched the stories that we've already heard about the other Candymen.
Yes,
If they
it would,
left
because
all of that
It
shit
didn't have
out,
to
it would-
match. It would have been Candyman.
It would have
are
matched because he
stretching
was
so
still
hard.
I'm
killed
just-
racially. He was still killed racially because at the end of the day, even though Coleman Domingo called the cops on him, they did not have to shoot him. They only shot him because they were racist cops. And then once they shot him, they tried to flip the story so that it would look like he came after them. So it was still racially motivated.
Okay, you being black, you walk into a room, there's a dead body right here, and then over here you got a motherfucker with a hook shoved in his bloody hand. He's looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
He wasn't.
If I'm a police officer, I'm not going to shoot him.
I'm shooting that motherfucker too.
No shit.
Well, then Candyman need to get your
And that's
ass
another
too.
point. Did you notice that once they shot him, he was no longer in her arms anymore? That shit didn't make any sense either. He died in her arms, and then when the cops shot him and it zoomed out, he was over here.
No, I thought that was Coleman. I thought his head was
Oh, was
still in
that
her lap.
Coleman?
It was Coleman.
No, it was another black guy.
I thought it was funny when they shot him. She checked herself.
Shit, I did too. I would have did.
like,
Wait a minute. Is this mine? What's going on? Because I thought that at first I thought they shot her. I did.
Me too.
Because I wasn't 100% sure if he had died or not yet, and so I thought they would have thought she killed both of them and shot her. But I didn't know how that wouldn't have made any sense.
I thought it was going to end on a weird twist where she was ended up being like Candywoman.
That would have made a whole hell of a lot more sense with her backstory. Like I would have been waiting for that.
The only thing I thought was a little corny was the whole "say my name" thing.
I thought he was going to flip that song.
Wait, so what was? Hold on, Ron. I know you got one, but hold
No,
on.
Didn't you say- wasn't that the exhibit?
Yeah, say my.
You thought that was corny?
Yeah,
Why? I mean, he was kind of corny.
I know, but it's just like not saying. No, yeah, that's like old. Like
Say my name.
I don't know.
I thought they was going to flip it to like
Nah,
they did in
better
the
not.
trailer.
But
Yeah, they did. I was waiting to hear that song.
Oh, they did.
You don't remember that? In like the first or
I
second
don't
That was
trailer.
dope.
I didn't watch the trailer.
Rod is
but-
dying to say something.
I'm not.
But
You
I don't
are
know. I
waiting.
just like it just seemed very on the nose. I guess is what I'm saying.
Everything in this movie was on the nose except for the damn story to make sense.
It made sense.
Nah,
This was an example of. I know Jordan Peele had something to do with this, but if you notice, a lot
He
of
was a
people are
producer.
calling this the Jordan. No, he was also a co-writer.
Mm-hmm.
So they're also
was,
people
yeah.
are calling this a Jordan Peele film.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest issue here because this. I don't know much about her. I didn't see the other movie she
I
did.
think this is like her
I thought she had another movie before this.
This may be like her second movie because I know she's doing the Marvel movie after this.
Right. I thought I saw someone say she had done
Doing your
a
ear.
movie
I know.
before this. But either way, this felt like a Big Lots Jordan Peele film. It was like Jordan Peele can take these social issues and then he can wrap all of these horror and suspense elements around it and make it work. And when you're watching it, you have to think. And even if stuff doesn't make traditional sense, the world he's creating, it doesn't have to make traditional sense. This is a different story. This is like someone watched a Jordan Peele film and they're like, man, I think I can do something similar to that. And then they fucked it up.
It was very
Even
in
with
your face.
Jordan Peele helping you,
Yep.
like Jordan Peele, I want to make a movie like yours. Let's make it, and we made it, and it still turned out to be a Big Lot version.
If you remember, he was not always called a co-writer. He wasn't called a co-writer until this shit got pushed back. So in my conspiracy, I think she had the fucking film made. He stepped in and was
And
like,
did
hey,
some
let's change
tweaks.
a couple things.
Yeah, it was very in your face. It wasn't as subtle as his stuff normally is. I did notice that watching it. It didn't bother me.
It wasn't a Jordan Peele
Because I liked all of it. I liked the things they were saying, even some of the nuances that they, nuanced approach that they took with it. I enjoyed it.
To me, the worst scene in the movie was when he was looking at himself in the mirror with the white critic lady in the bathroom.
And she was-
Why was that worse?
It was too long for us to
That
all right, bro.
fuck you
We
up.
get it.
Yeah,
It
that was
was,
fine.
and it wasn't even scary. I thought he was gonna do some
man.
other goofy shit, but it was just him doing
you get
like,
some-
like, come on, bro, like get the fuck out of here.
Did you get some Nightmare on Elm Street vibes?
From what?
The movie,
I
like some of the
mean,
killings and shit.
No.
Didn't Freddy Krueger kill some motherfuckers and then you just see the motherfuckers just being
Levitate
floating
this shit. Yeah.
But you don't ever
Wait,
really.
what are y'all talking about?
Some of the killings, Freddy. Did you get Nightmare on Elm Street killing vibes?
No, I heard the question, but I mean, what part of levitating? I'm trying to remember.
Like okay,
The
I
art critic.
like with
The critic.
Yeah, the critic.
Okay, yeah, Freddy
Yeah.
did that in the first one,
Yeah, yeah.
but
that was-
I didn't think about it until you said it.
yeah.
But it looked like shit in this.
It looked like shit.
It looked like shit.
That one I didn't.
like
I
It looked like a
didn't
video
like-
game.
I didn't like that much. That one, we were too far away.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
we were
like
too
But I
it
thought
that
that
we
was
were so
dope.
far
She was
away.
up there. It was like real quick. It
Y'all
just
should have been
looked
in a better
goofy.
theater then.
Are you talking about the scene where we're panning out?
Yeah,
I love that. That was
that's
my
a
favorite scene.
hard scene to capture. I
And
was
they
like,
should've
I was
not done
really
it.
impressed.
Now the best one, and I wish we would have actually seen the killings because I really wanted to see him fuck with them damn
Them
white
little
girls.
Me too.
Oh my
But
god!
you
saw
like
that
falling for
blood?
their life and shit. Like,
Man,
nah,
I know that,
we
but I
gotta see
needed
that.
to see that shit.
I thought that was gonna be the main cinematic killing we were going to
He
see.
fucked them motherfuckers up, like, and I thought we were
Did
gonna
he
at least.
though? Because we don't know.
No, he did.
You see him.
He did.
She tripped and fell and bumped her head and died.
Nah, he fucked them
Bro, you
up.
see the pool of blood falling from the.
Yeah,
I thought
'cause she
that shit
fell.
was dope.
He fucked them up. I thought we were gonna see it in the little mirror
We
and
did
shit.
see it. We
No,
did
we
see
didn't.
some of it. She was crawling. And shit.
I thought
We
we was
didn't
going to
see
see him
him
do
do
They
shit.
want the gore. They want to see the
I
guts.
see.
They want to see
This
all
is
of
a
that.
horror movie. And
But
it's
the
like,
first-
if you're-
Candyman didn't really feel like it felt more suspenseful than horror.
but
And
this was
yeah.
20-something years ago. But now
Okay.
we're in 2021 and y'all still
More suspense
won't
than
show
horror.
some shit.
Rated
Yeah,
R,
I don't
too.
need.
Show
I don't
some
need.
shit.
I don't need to see that. I get it.
But you keep
I
it
know.
true
I
to
know
the
it's
first one that way.
And that's why I kind of gave it a pass for that.
Right, it's not.
It ain't.
I'm fine. I was great with it. The kills were awesome. I like being 50 feet away. I was good.
You like hearing about the kills? Like,
Yeah, girl, she died.
Like you, Rod, as I was watching it and I realized that we weren't going to actually see any killings,
Right.
I was like, they're staying true
Yeah.
to the OG.
too true.
But yeah, it was a little too true. Like I wanted to at least see something.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely wanted to see that bathroom. They need to.
I wanted to see the bathroom
That
too.
need to
Don't
be
get
a
it
director's
twisted.
cut.
I did want to see that.
It probably is a director's cut.
I
It
need to
probably
see that
is.
shit,
You
bro.
wanna see
There's a director's cut with everybody's backstory in the shit. There's like
I was okay without the backstory.
That's
It
fine.
was kind of necessary. I think that there was. I think,
We didn't get that much of a backstory in the first one.
but you still saw more of Helen interacting. You saw her kikiing with friends. You did kind of hear it too, but I didn't really feel like you knew anything about him.
I
Yo,
didn't need to know all that about him. I
I
knew he
want to
was the
go back.
baby from the first one.
But you didn't know that till the end, technically.
Mike told me. I knew that going in.
What's wrong,
What's up,
baby?
bro? I'm just saying, going back to the kill shit. I just thought it was dope when when he had him dragging his ass, like you could see him in the reflection, but you
That was really cool.
It's
I
like,
fuck
damn,
with
that
that.
was cool.
But nobody said that part wasn't cool.
Well, that's part of the kill, is what I'm saying.
But that was every fucking kill. It was cool for one scene, but then you do it every single one? No.
Guadalupe, Goosebumps is not scary. Do not be disrespectful like that.
I mean,
No,
I didn't say nothing.
I didn't think they were going to do it for the whole movie. I thought with the first killing, I thought that they were just going to do it for that. But I thought that eventually we're going to see this motherfucker. And they just kept him in the mirror. So
You know why I think they did this shit? And it has nothing to do with being true to the first one. I think that Nia DaCosta or Jordan Peele wanted to make this a social commentary film. And if this is overly gory, it's not going to work. So they're just like, well, we'll just put we'll make a tastefully horror film. With that, I don't think that's what the original Candyman was doing. It's just they didn't have the effects back then. They may not even have the budget to do that back then. These guys clearly have the budget to make this a good horror movie. And I'm not saying we have to see every single stab and every single blood droplet, but every fucking kill is off screen. Like when it first showed old girl get her neck slit, I was like, oh, here we fucking go. And then when they showed the little guy or whatever get his face banged in and he was dragging him, I was like, this shit is tight. And then we didn't see him die, and I was okay with that. But then it was like, well, the next scene, boom, we don't see it. Next scene, boom, we don't see it. Oh, the little boy's looking in the bathroom and sees his sister's killed. We don't see it. It was like, all right, what are we doing here?
you see a big ass leg. Just
Like, we see
going
a
against
fucking
it.
thigh.
All right.
What the fuck? We see a yam falling out. I'm like, that's it. Big dead. Rob favorite part when he got the hook on his stomach. You thought about this big thigh, boy. I was like, that's it. I was like, all right.
Well, can we agree that it was shot well?
No,
Yes,
I said,
yes,
okay, I
yes.
said
cinematography was great.
I said like cinematography. I
Yeah.
loved it. I
Yeah.
really did. Like,
Yeah.
They should have just, if you're gonna make something like this and you know you have a lot to live up to, just fucking make the goddamn story make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Create characters that actually have, like, even though Helen didn't have a backstory, she didn't need it, and we got her point from the few scenes at the beginning with her talking to I forget the fucking girl's name, her friend's name, Bernadette. We get what her motivation is. We don't get that shit with Anthony at all. He was just a worthless ass Negro that got set up by another worthless ass Negro for these punk ass cops. I don't know how y'all are still trying to stretch this.
It's not a stretch.
It's totally a stretch.
Coleman Domingo created a black vigilante to bring niggas back to the hood, and I'm here for
It was all white people that died.
It
all
was a
white
sacrifice, but you said
Anthony
it was a
black
prophecy.
Well, that's the prophecy. The sacrifice is the prophecy,
And
right?
Candyman got vengeance.
Isn't that the same thing?
You wait. So you're saying the prophecy is to sacrifice Anthony,
It was always. That's what always was the point in the first one.
but was it to become another Candyman?
I don't know because we never saw that. We don't know.
But that is my point.
But this is what
a movie should not end with us being constant. Like, what about this? I don't know. What about this? I don't really know.
Well, we don't know
What about
because they
this?
didn't say that in
I
the
don't know.
first one.
Say what?
They didn't say it in the first one. That's why we don't know.
And it didn't matter. It really, really, really didn't matter.
That was always the prophecy.
No. I don't think the first one mentioned the prophecy. The prophecy didn't come up until this shit.
I thought it did.
I
I
didn't-
thought
I
it was
don't
the
remember
reason why they wanted why they had emphasis on the baby. Why he
But
took the
even
baby.
even if we didn't understand the details of the prophecy with the baby in the first one,
Mhm.
it didn't matter. It never fucking mattered. The movie still worked, and the overall point was still there. One, what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You know, when Troy was telling that story about Helen, let me tell you about a story about Helen Lyles. And when he was telling, I was like, damn, that would make a tight ass movie. I didn't realize.
Are you serious, Kenneth?
Man,
that was Candyman.
Are you serious?
I was serious.
You didn't know that he gave the whole original.
I was like, damn, that'll make a good ass movie. This motherfucker walked into the fire. What kind of shit?
that's crazy as hell. Did she live? She got burnt up? That's
Even
wild.
when they showed the bald-headed sock puppet.
Who got bald headed?
When the Helen puppet came out the fire, she was bald-headed. I promise you, because I literally remember that from the first one. Because remember I said why they didn't put a wig on her in the casket, like the puppet when
That
they did the
shit
shadow
hit me
puppet, she was
until
bald-headed.
later.
That is crazy, kid.
You getting old, Kenny. You need to do some brain games or something.
that's
because
Damn, bro.
bless your heart.
I was right, though. It did make a good movie.
right, I don't know if I'm trying to connect your point.
Okay, yeah.
The little boy in the beginning, William, right? He was doing a little the puppet shit before he saw what's his name?
He was doing the puppet shit.
So he was doing the puppet shit the whole time. Like even when he was retelling,
Wait a
so maybe he
minute.
was like always conscious of Candyman moving forward. Because
Look
like
at
he was
you.
one. That's how
Didn't
he
even
told.
know you knew the
I
movie.
ain't
You
even
knew
know.
you cracked the code.
But I said I
Them
cracked
was
the
his
code.
shadow puppets. He was the shadow man.
The fact
It don't matter. It don't matter, Mike. We not. It's 10:30. We got to.
We wrapping it up.
Yeah, Tariq, I'm gonna give you a nap.
Before we close out, DC just said he took the baby to further frame Helen, and Helen was trying to get him back to clear her name. There wasn't no goddamn prophecy.
Well, why did he take him in the first place?
He just told you. He just told you.
Wait, what?
Once again, if you have to make up this much shit to make a movie make sense, then it's a bad movie. Plain and simple. What other movie have you really had to sit there and be like, well, unless it's like a David Lynch film, what other movie do you have to what?
I'm not making all this shit up.
I'm looking at Roderick.
I'm not making.
I'm looking dead in his eyes.
I'm not
My
making
shit
it
wasn't
up.
That
easy.
nigga literally said, try to bring the white people out, bring the niggas back to the hood. That's what he
you
said.
listened
In the film.
Man, I was happy. He had them
Happy
damn
with
little
that.
Proud Boy looking cops too.
He did.
I mean, even that was supposed to be like this powerful moment, like, oh, he's fucking up the cops. And I love to see a cop get fucked up, but that shouldn't even do nothing for me.
Nah, I didn't because
Little
you could see
bitch-ass
it coming.
cops.
I was like, oh, they gonna fuck these cops.
I mean,
the
they
cops
could
were
have
stupid as shit.
showed that. They could have showed
Yeah, 'cause
They
that.
only showed the one at the very, very end.
When he was up against the window.
But all he did was just get
Tell
slashed.
everyone. Candyman back, y'all.
I'm here for it. Bring the niggas back.
So you're not interested in seeing a sequel to this?
I am.
no.
It's gonna get a sequel. It's the number
no.
one movie in America.
You know why it's number one movie in America? Because they actually appealed to black folks. That's it. And they realized that we got the power to do some shit like that. But it's not because it's a fucking tight ass film.
It's a good movie.
And white people,
It's
white people are
enjoyable.
gonna be afraid to say it's bad.
Give it about a 6 months.
They got
six
yeah,
months.
at least. I guarantee you, right now, any fucking fake liberal white dude you run across, you can be like, man, this is the best movie ever made. Oh my god,
Man, this
the
shit
way
like
they're
lit.
talking about what the blacks are going through, and then you have the Candyman, because black people love sweets. I don't know if you knew that, but sweets for the sweets. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, because black people get diabetes too. So I mean, this is like
Watermelon
a
Man.
really
Diabetes.
big thing. I'm telling you. Give it some months, and it'll die down. And it'll be that first white dude that comes out. He'll get in trouble for it now.
Are we
But the
taking
first white
questions?
guy will come out and say this shit sucks, and they'll all fucking come around suit.
So
Oh, are we taking questions?
I saw people asking about super chats earlier. We haven't reached the number we need to reach.
What we need to reach?
1,000.
1,000.
Subscribers, where we at?
44. So we need
So
some subs,
tell
y'all.
some friends to subscribe to the channel so we can start that,
Were you,
please.
were you planning on taking questions?
No.
I mean, we normally do.
We'll give them 10 minutes to ask.
Yeah,
them
we can get
questions.
10 minutes, though.
We'll give y'all 10 minutes. What questions y'all got about this shitty ass movie?
It's not a shitty movie.
It's a shitty movie.
Rewatch it again.
I'm not watching this bullshit again.
Watch it
You
one
ain't?
more time.
No,
Why?
I don't want to. No, I'm
It's
not.
dope, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it just for Tiana Paris.
I'm added to my. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be sitting on my
And I'm gonna
shelf.
be the first one at the Marvels too.
Whenever I feel down about myself, I'm gonna put on Candyman in
gotta-
2021, so I can watch these white people.
I'm trying to tell
Just
you.
watch the end. The end is on YouTube. I'll forward it to you.
Okay,
It's already on YouTube.
Just the end. I don't know why, but it's just the end of him fucking the cop stuff is on YouTube.
Oh man.
Because that part was tight. Because that one white cop who was in the other car, he got out and ran to this
Yeah.
car. I was like, bruh.
What
Go
are you
that
doing?
way.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because when Candyman came out the room, I can't front. That shit was actually kind of dope. It didn't make any sense.
Did you like
But
when he started talking?
When who?
When Candyman and the bees, and then he started talking in the voice and saying,
We hadn't
But
heard
you-
it the whole movie.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about Anthony Candyman or Tony
yeah,
Stark?
Anthony Candyman.
But if you look in the mirror, like he's turning into all the other
Yes,
Candyman.
he is.
So once.
Well, they
You should've brought
said
shit up, but once again,
that
it shouldn't
even
make
in the he said Coleman said that like even though there's other men, like they're all part of the original.
Mhm.
So I mean,
And then to see him at the end,
It's the
that's
can-
why
it's
that
the
makes sense.
spirit.
That's a good question.
what's the
Yeah,
Go
question?
for it.
What are y'all hopes for Nina DaCosta's Captain Marvel's movie next year?
She got a weed.
She got weed.
What
I'm asking.
is she gonna have a
Shakari
what?
gonna
A
play?
weave? Did you say a
gonna be the
weave
villain.
as in a sewing? Is that what you just?
She gonna show late.
I'm so confused. What is going on?
I don't know.
She gonna show up in a puff of smoke.
Yep, there's gonna be a power.
What is going on?
I don't know, man.
I'm saying Shakari is
Or
gonna
she
be
gonna be able to
Captain
slow
Marvel.
everybody down.
I don't understand
That's
what's
the
happening.
thing. Everybody that go real fishbowl.
I'm
That's she
so lost.
Happening.
She gonna make everybody just winded. That's what she
Not following the joke. I really want to.
I know.
I want to laugh.
Oh my god.
Cause she already got a villain name. Her name is Shakari. Shakari is. Oh shit! Here comes Shakari. You gotta go. She coming like she been there. She been in the same. She been running the place. All
I still don't follow what y'all doing.
I don't get it either. I feel so small.
It's gonna have to be long as shit. But then she gonna like, you got time. Don't worry about it. You can get away. Oh, twisted my ankle. You can still get away. Cause she not gonna catch you.
She ain't gonna catch you.
Oh shit.
But yeah, she's working. There's a photon from one division. Oh yeah, Tayanara Paris, whoever that is.
Tiana
Paris,
Parrish.
that's-
is
Yeah,
the-
she in it too.
Yeah, she's
She was
What?
in WandaVision, right?
so confused.
She was. What's her face?
Brianna.
Yeah,
Monica Rambeau.
Monica.
Yes.
And you didn't know that?
Obviously, Ken don't be knowing that shit because he just said he didn't know about the Helen story.
yeah. You know what? I don't know. I think. I don't know, y'all.
What don't we know? What are we
About
addressing?
the Costa, about her.
The Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
movie.
about.
Okay.
Why? If you love this so much, what you worried
I
about?
love the story.
Okay, so then why are you worried about her doing Captain Marvel?
That's what I said. I don't know. Because the first Captain Marvel. So I don't know what she's doing.
She
Is
can't
she
make it
writing,
worse.
directing it? What is she doing?
She's directing it.
Oh, I don't care.
She's
about
not
her.
writing it.
I don't think I haven't seen anything about writing credits,
Hmm.
but she's directing it at least.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
More power to her.
Well,
More
yeah,
power
because
to the people.
they're
I'm a big fan
Captain
of.
Marvel's gonna be black this time, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm a big fan of Monica Rambeau. So it's
Oh,
not,
so we straight.
we gonna be in there. Mortal Vigility. Is Candyman the best black horror villain by default?
By default, yeah, unfortunately, because it's between him, Bones, and
Hey, don't sleep on Bones.
Blackula, right?
Blackula, and then the dude from
Tales of the Crypt.
tells me the shit.
Oh,
I got the shit. So yeah, Candyman definitely wins with all of them. We'll clear this up. Part 1 Candyman. Not this bullshit. Not fucking Anthony.
Anthony
is
ain't
not-
better than
Anthony didn't get a
Bones.
chance to
No.
beat Candyman.
Anthony
ain't better
was the
than
whole
Black
hive.
He was.
That I like that line though.
Yeah.
That was actually a dope ass line. They should have done something better with it. But yes, hashtag not my Candyman.
Damn. Mr. Ant-Man 27. Would y'all ever do a rewatchable of Train to Busan with the U.S. remake on the horizon?
Oh, I thought these were gonna be all Candyman questions.
Man, look. I don't know why they missed touching that movie because they're gonna fuck it up. That's all I gotta say about
Train
that.
to Busan, that's the zombie film,
Yeah.
right? That was actually not. I wouldn't want to watch that in English. Like, leave it the way it is.
They're doing it because a lot of folks don't do subtitles. So I mean, they did it with the original was
Paris-
called REC or Record, and the remake was called Quarantine. They did a really good job with that, but I mean, it's very rare that they actually remake a foreign film and make it good.
But I'm down to do it though. I mean, I fucks with that movie heavy.
Did we review Train to Busan?
No, we
No,
haven't.
we just watched it.
I think we already talked about, but Marley. I think we talked about the Tony Todd ending earlier.
Yeah,
We did.
We did.
That was cool, but it wasn't enough. And it was like some de-aged Tony Todd too.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
that was a
yeah.
little weird.
Mortal Vigility has another question for you, Rod. As a filmmaker, what changes would you have made to this film?
That's a good question. I can agree. I probably would have gave more, how you said the word, depth to Anthony. I could see that he could have used a little bit more backstory, more because I did like that about the first one. Like we really felt like we were following Helen on this little journey type of thing, and I don't feel like we got quite that with Anthony. And even I guess with Domingo's character, could have got a little bit with his too. I think I probably would have liked to see, as y'all pointed out, maybe him in later stages of his life having interactions with Candyman and stuff like that. So I think that probably would have helped with the story.
Definitely needed more with William.
Which one is William?
Coleman
Domingo.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. So I
definitely a
think
little
with
bit more of that.
between those two, I think it would have definitely helped this movie, and Mike would have probably been a lot more happy with it.
Probably not.
Yeah, I doubt it.
DC asked, would have it been better if Tony Todd was making Anthony spiral into madness through the whole movie?
But I thought he was.
Not Tony Todd specifically. It was Sherman.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you. I think
Well,
so.
We only saw Sherman.
I would say I think so. I think the Great Value Candyman threw me off from the very beginning, and the fact that I never actually saw who I came to know as Candyman. Like even his jacket annoyed me. Like it just wasn't as scary. Like Tony Todd had a presence in the first one, and I think his presence, his voice, his demeanor is part of what was so creepy about the first one. I don't feel like there was the creep element to this one.
That's a
And I
really
think
good
it's
point.
because that Sherman Candyman almost came off like a parody. So I think that if it had been a Tony Todd in that character, it might have been a little scarier for me. And then I really wouldn't have liked it.
Why didn't they go to Tony Todd route?
Because it would have fucked up the whole story about Candyman being the whole high.
Being who?
The whole high.
What are you saying?
The whole hive. I was trying to do my Coleman Domingo voice.
that ain't good.
He looked very confused. Like, what are you saying behind the mask?
Was he trying to shake her to death in that damn church hallway?
Who?
Because remember when she had the little phone lighter thing trying to get through, and then he just popped up and like,
I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
I was
He
getting,
stabbed him in the neck before.
I was getting dumb.
It didn't make any sense.
I was dying in the theater. I think I was the only one laughing in the back. Because when he was just fucking with her in the hall, where the hell does she even get to when she's in this little random ass little? And then he was like,
He was doing some crazy shit with his
and she
mouth.
was just like, "Nigga, get the fuck up off me!" And then
He
she like,
was.
she
He
didn't
was making
seem
me
that serious. She
uncomfortable.
was just annoyed. She's like, "Why
Wouldn't you be mad? I'd be
And then
pissed
she
too.
stabbed him in the eye. It took him a second to be registered. Like,
Y'all are assholes.
hey,
Coleman did the best he could with that whack ass script.
man.
But no, Tony Todd being the main guy wouldn't have changed anything for me personally.
Maniac Madness 11 asks, "Are y'all ready to have that honest discussion about Jordan Peele?"
What's the honest discussion?
I think he.
They didn't think
People
he's
is overrated.
That's fine. He's done two films for a black man in horror. He is not overrated. Because here's the thing: if he's overrated, name me 3 others. I'll wait. You got about 6 more minutes. Name me 3 others, and then we'll talk. Until then, leave Jordan Peele the fuck alone.
Challenge.
They just
Right.
waiting to punch a black man down.
Yeah, they like Coleman Domingo over here.
It's Mike's fault.
Jesus.
It ain't Mike's fault. I've never said a bad word about fucking Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele is incredible.
Man, we gotta
Yeah,
pop
I
up our
think
black
I gotta wait
creators.
till after. What's his next film? Nope.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna wait till Nope come out.
Oh, that
Why?
is-
Why we gotta wait till Nope comes out? He's had 2 movies in an industry that traditionally does not embrace black people.
Well, he getting the third one, so let me just.
But I'm saying, let's say now. Let's give him his
And so
flowers
the
now.
question is, if Nope is bad, is he overrated at that point?
Then we can have a discussion because I think
And I think what Mike is saying is that you can't because he's a pioneer.
Always trying to.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
somebody down.
nothing. I
We
didn't
have
say
nothing.
nothing. I said let me just hold off Resident.
why?
Because I think Get Out is great. I thought Us was
Here
just
you go.
alright.
Okay, well,
So then we gonna
I knew
see.
it.
We gonna see
Nah.
Nope. If Nope is great, I'm like, okay,
You
good
come with
for
that
you.
African shit again.
I'm just trying to be objective.
I feel like this isn't fucking fair.
Mm-mm.
This really isn't fair. And I'm not even saying great on a curve. If his movies were just okay, I would give you that. This man has literally walked into an industry that does not embrace black people, and he made movies about the black experience and made you think about it. And y'all sitting here really trying to have a discussion about is he overrated and overhyped. Y'all are some crabs in the barrel ass Negroes,
Ooh.
bro.
Ooh.
Not you. I'm talking about these motherfuckers.
Well, you know.
No, Nick didn't shit on him. Nick didn't shit on him. He said he was
it's
okay.
coming.
I
No,
ain't
this
talking
is
about
set
Nick.
up.
Nah, ain't
This
no
is set
set
up,
up,
Mike.
kid.
I've been working with this brother for a while.
I'm not gonna come here and say Jordan Peele ain't shit. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, I think that's what they're trying to lead up to.
Nah.
And bro, we're not doing that over
But isn't this person black too?
Who?
Yeah,
Nina.
the person Nina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we tearing this down. I mean,
because it's bad.
it's not bad though.
Okay, no, then we are not tearing it down.
Yeah, we're
I
not
am.
tearing this down.
Right, you tearing it down, so you just criticize him for tearing Jordan Peele.
She's a
down.
black woman.
Wait,
She's the first
Uh-oh.
black woman director
Oh,
to get a number 1 film. She is a pioneer, Mike.
A black.
So
Well, she made
black-
history, Nate.
she
So do
made
I need to break this
history.
down about why y'all's argument is bullshit?
Go
Are
ahead.
y'all fucking with me?
No,
Are y'all being
I-
serious?
like, wait,
What's the argument, Mike?
I'm trying to
Oh,
make you because I
Lord.
can't even tell if you're serious or not.
It's a little bit of both.
See, that's what the fuck
Found the rights.
He gets me most times, but I've been picking up on it lately. He's the fucking master. What do you call it?
I'm the master
puppet, the
but that
puppet.
doesn't work.
The masturbator.
He's great at baiting people, but masturbator doesn't work.
It's not. I don't like that.
The reason I would not give that to Nia DaCosta is because I don't like her movies. If I
What else has
really,
she done?
or
She
I
ain't
said
done much
movie, you're
else.
right,
I don't think
movie.
Oh.
But if you're one out the gate, doesn't make me be like,
Is that fair though? Because you said you liked it to the end, so you liked 2/3 of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So is that fair to say that you don't like her movies?
Because once you got to the story, it fucked everything else up.
The story started from the first scene,
No, I know. And I was waiting to see where the story went.
and it didn't go
The
nowhere.
story went to the fucking trash can. So then it was like, okay, well, all of this shit no longer makes any sense.
This is her second movie. Her
What was
first
her
one
first?
was Little Woods.
Was that a short film?
Damn.
No, I didn't mean that.
You talking about me?
That was not shade. That was not shade.
I can only do a fucking short film. You know what I'm saying? Why she can't do a long film, Nay?
I'm not saying she can't do a long film. I just never heard of it at all, and so I wondered if maybe is it an independent film? Like, what is it?
SunTrust commercial, Nick. What the fuck was it?
That is not what
It
I
was
meant,
It
guys.
came out in 2018. It was a crime thriller.
Oh,
It got Tessa Thompson in it.
how long was it?
Little Woods.
It was 105 minutes.
So it was a short film. So she was right.
Yeah, what does constitute a
Isn't it less than 90?
Yeah, 105 ain't a short
Okay.
film.
It is a short film.
Not 105.
So what's the
That's
cost?
like
That's
an hour
that's
and
an hour and
45.
30 minutes. That's an hour and 30 some minutes.
105 minutes is
Yes.
so that's okay. I guess, no. I was thinking. I was like, okay, I guess that is not really a short film.
Yeah.
16.
That's like an hour 40, something like
Yeah,
that.
hour
Hour
45
45.
Yeah, you're right. My math is bad.
That's how long this one was. This was like an hour and 40 something.
It was like an hour and a half.
Yeah, it really is.
It's done
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it because it wasn't much else, but
Little Woods. I'm gonna go find Little Woods. I bet it's some bullshit.
I want to watch it now.
I
I
definitely.
feel
wanna
like
watch
I've
it.
seen the movie poster on like HBO or something like that. I feel like I've
that
seen
shit's
it.
on BT at best.
It's not. It's not.
BT
Don't do
Plus,
that. Don't
UPN.
do that.
bounce. All right, I'm gonna stop.
I'm not do that. Don't do that.
Crab
Crab in a barrel ass
I
nigga.
wouldn't be doing this. Jordan Peele came out the gate with Get Out. The shit
But
was
it
fucking
wasn't
fire.
bad though.
It wasn't bad for you. It was bad for me.
Unknown Mulatto asked.
All right, never mind.
They asking you, Mike, a question.
Oh, geez, what?
Did you like the joke of the white girl quoting Joy Division superficially and dude getting pissed off?
No, it didn't hit for me.
Yeah, that was.
It's a atrocity
what did-
exhibition.
Yeah,
She was naming Joy Division songs
Oh.
while wearing a Joy Division shirt. So it was like, I mean, I take that back. I guess it's cool to see them referencing the movie, but it didn't do anything for me. Now the scene where he was walking out and he was drunk, and I forgot what the fuck he said.
He called,
He called him a bitch. I knew that, but what did he say? He said something like that. Something before that.
or after he got criticized for his artwork and shit.
Yeah, he turned around. And he said something, bitch,
Yeah.
and he
He
left.
did. He
I
did.
was dying.
I was like, he was like, it's because I drew it with your goofy ass.
Yeah, Nick was the first one I thought of too.
Hey, it's catching
He
on.
shoulder bumped him too. I was like, this motherfucker. Then he ain't gonna nowhere after that.
Oh shit. We already established that it's not a short film, y'all.
Yeah, Rod corrected my terrible math. So we're past that, I guess.
Trying to see.
We need the Jordan Peele cut. No, we don't, man. Jordan Peele can't fix this. No one can fix this.
Oh, Little Woods is on Hulu.
Oh really?
Really?
That's
I'm
what
watching
I
that shit
said.
tonight. Dead ass.
Oh, Cameron Knox asked, question, could Jordan Peele remake a quality Leprechaun in the Hood?
No.
Why?
Evil's in the house. Remember the commercial or the poster? Y'all ever see that one?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he could have a cool spin on it. I mean, I never really I thought they were always funny. I don't know. I thought the
Yeah.
Leprechaun movies were
That's
were
why Jordan Peele wouldn't be the
hilarious.
good person for
I
this.
guess so.
Right, like why would anybody want to watch a Leprechaun horror
They're
movie? I just don't
entertaining.
get it.
The
It's just
first
sound
Leprechaun was good
They're
though.
entertaining, yeah.
Yeah, I'm positive with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
are we
The first
sure?
one, I'm positive.
Like it's 1980, early
See,
90s good?
So
or...
here's that conversation that you have with people that don't sit around watching dumbass horror movies like I do.
Mhm.
You can put yourself in the mind space of that era and still be like, well, this was good because I know it came out at this point.
Right.
Like I can put on something like
like Candyman.
Damn.
Candyman would be good today if they made it the way they made it.
Okay.
They,
God damn it.
I'm gonna just let him have this. You know what I'm saying? This is his shit.
Don't treat me like I'm a toddler.
Let him be. He'll run. He'll tire himself
Either
out.
way he
Even.
wants to eat the cookie. If you want to unscrew the Oreo and eat the middle first, let him do it.
Holy shit. Y'all funny, bro.
All right, give him a couple more, Nick.
All right, Mortal Vigility asks again.
What?
Virginity.
Vogility.
I could have sworn you said Mortal Virginity.
I
That's
did too.
Well, I don't know. I may be pronouncing this nigga name wrong. My bad. If y'all could have someone narrate your life out of the 5, who would you pick? Tony Todd, Keith David, James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, or Kevin Grievous?
to do what?
Yeah.
Just to
Narrate
narrate
your
your
life.
life.
Definitely James Earl Jones. Absolutely.
Yeah, James for me.
I want Tony Todd.
Who is David? Who and Keith? Who
Keith David from
is that? From
Green
Princess
League.
and the Frog.
yeah.
Oh, it is.
See,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a bunch of
Who were the people again? One more time.
He's a good
Tony
one.
Todd, Keith David, James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, or Kevin Grievous. I think that's his last name.
Mortal Virginity.
I'll take Morgan Freeman.
I was about to say
I
Morgan
knew
Freeman.
I was gonna pick Morgan Freeman.
Y'all lame.
He just you said I understand why you say that. No,
He's not.
Because of the freckles?
no, because this is so the allegations and stuff like that.
He has allegations.
Yeah, he just sounds creepy to me
Yeah,
now.
didn't he have allegations?
Yeah, like he had an affair with his step granddaughter or some
Yeah,
shit. I
something
don't know,
crazy.
something
He
weird.
had
I
an
thought that
affair
was,
with
I
his
thought that was proven
granddaughter.
false or something like that.
Was it? I don't
He
know.
did who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just want Tony Todd to do this when I walk into a bar. Tony Todd.
He
is
does
like,
sound
He
dope.
was
He
about to
does.
split her from her groin to her gullet. Tell me that shit when you type.
They have horror cartoons.
That's what
I saw
that.
one.
A horror cartoon.
I saw a zombie horror cartoon or animated.
Yeah, the guy that
series.
did Train to Busan. The prequel
Yeah.
to Train to Busan was called Soul Station. It was a cartoon.
But are there any others?
Not that I know of. I don't.
Avery Hutchins, you gotta.
There's Perfect Blue. That's technically an anime, but it's like an anime horror. That's really actually. It's actually really, really,
Never
really
heard of
good.
that.
Animes being horrors.
Really
yeah.
good. But I don't know of any other.
Yeah, he
Ones.
married his step granddaughter. Somebody says.
Oh, step granddaughter. Well, you know,
Say he had a relationship with his son's wife or something like that. Or somebody
that
said
means he's creepy. That means there's someone taking care of business.
Any last questions?
Shawshank. No, die.
Redemption.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't know Morgan Freeman was a creep.
Yeah,
God damn, Morgan, what you doing with your nasty ass? Married his step granddaughter. What is that? So she had to be a good 20 years younger than him.
At least, if not more.
Is he sexy for an old man?
Hey, pull it.
Before he was creepy, I'm saying.
He always look old. In my mind.
My poor daddy.
always look
My
old.
daddy said he went into a gas station one time and this girl said, "You know who you look like?" And he thought she was flirting with him. She said, "You look like Morgan Freeman." And he got so
Really?
I never. Yeah, no one's ever. I don't think.
no,
No one's ever said Morgan Freeman was a
Hey
hard
Tariq,
guy.
I'm gonna hit you up about those cartoons / anime.
I thought people thought Morgan Freeman was good looking for an old man.
Really? I've never heard it.
I mean, you know, he's sophisticated, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guadalupe, what you got?
Huh?
Last question.
Yeah, why would you type I have a question instead of typing the question? That's like
the third time. That's like the third time you've asked the question or asked if you could ask.
Well,
the
some of the
question.
questions
Sometimes
we already
you
answered.
want to prep somebody for a question.
No, you don't. Just ask.
No,
Yeah, there's no
I-
raise.
I've heard-
You can't raise your hand.
Right, not in the chat. You already
I
typed.
mean, that's technically what
Just,
they
hey, man, can I ask you something?
Sure.
You just asked me something.
The super chat is equivalent to raising your hand. Just saying.
It's like the joke killer today.
I
God
know, I'm sorry.
damn.
He said, "Hold
I told you
on."
the logic.
You don't have a question prepared, Guadalupe?
How you ask if you can ask a question? You're talking about hold on. Is this y'all's favorite Candyman suit? That's a good question. This
He
probably
acted?
is no.
Yes,
somebody else.
it is for me.
Yeah, because the other ones were fucking.
I've never seen any of the other ones, so I'll say yeah.
They're bad.
I've never had a desire to watch.
You ain't
any
seen
of
when
them.
Candyman went to New Orleans?
Absolutely not.
No.
he was he for real went to New Orleans. Like,
Don't say that. Sound like
I
a parody.
swear to God,
What was he doing? Like,
he was eating crawfish. Talking about whoa there.
No, he wasn't.
stop it.
He really did go to New Orleans though. He really
Hanging
did
out
go to
with
New
you
Orleans.
and
And was chasing another white
Right.
woman.
Master P and shit.
I remember you
Question.
said
Yeah.
that. What Guadalupe say?
How do y'all feel about the fact that Candyman
Oh.
was only visible in the mirror, but in the original he was in the damn room with his victims?
He was still in the room with his victims in this. We just, as the audience, couldn't see it.
Yeah, he was invisible in the other ones. You remember that on the camera they couldn't see him when she was in the room with Helen at the psych ward.
Oh yeah.
They
I'm sorry.
couldn't see him.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
The way this Candyman was poking and peeking out the window, like
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, this Candyman in this movie was kind of a
Wait,
jokester.
What was he?
Like when he was in the
mirror.
mirror, he'd be in the mirror. Like,
Oh, he was doing that. He was doing that throughout the whole movie. He random spots just picking that word.
he was goofy.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
Y'all not making Candyman minstrelly. Stop it.
This
was.
Candyman
Stop
was
it.
minstrelly.
Why didn't
He wasn't doing the dance with the dude.
He wasn't.
Like the
Yes, he
nigga
was.
from them. That's what he was like.
The niggas was in the mirror doing a Rick and Morty.
Oh my
And he was really doing with the white chick,
god. Right.
the art director.
I was about to say, hey, there was that white chick at the library trying to get. I
Man,
thought they
that
was trying to
shit
sneak that. I thought they
that
was trying to
shit
sneak
was
that
funny.
shit in.
Listen,
That
you
shit
but you
was-
saw how he walked the fucking
Yeah.
ready this down here. She was like, so where are you? Oh, where did he go? That shit was
See,
funny
that was
to me.
another thing that was too on the nose. It was like, all right, that's
we
on the nose.
not fucking with the white girls in this
Right.
movie.
Like, and then you had when she went to the basement, she opened the door and she was like, oh, and she closed it and walked away. It was like,
Mhm.
all right, yeah, we get it. It was kind of funny though, but still. Wasn't Sherman kind of mentally disabled and special? That's your question?
It seemed
I think
he
he
was.
like before. I think he was when they were saying he just would give the kids candy. So he was a lot off.
Especially like, but hold on, he was smart enough to
That's
hide out.
what he said. Mike. He was
Nah,
in the movie.
nah, kid, I don't know, cause for a nigga to hide in the walls, you gotta be a little bit smart to do that. This nigga's hiding out for weeks in the walls.
Sometimes you can be so special. You smart.
That's probably what he does on the regular. He probably play hide and seek by himself.
Where he getting the candy from? Then
That was some old candy. He had his little pimp
That
jacket
was
pocket.
some church candy.
Mhm. It was some Werther's original.
It was. I don't even think
like,
it was.
If you on the
He
run
was
and
giving
you
them
know you on the
strawberry
run,
candies. Huh?
you gonna come out the wall just to get this little nigga candy.
Yeah, he needed some candy. He looked sad. He was being picked on, dropped his sock. Give him a little candy. You ain't never gave a little kid some candy?
Hell no.
Oh, just trying
That's
to
a
make
good
sure.
answer.
Trying to make sure.
It really is.
I was going
I was
to
about to be a
like William.
I was going to William Black ass. Like, come get this motherfucker. He the real candy man. They call him dark chocolate. Come get him.
And we got witnesses this time. Right. We ain't got to call nobody.
We all saw it. Nasty motherfucker. His name is Nicky Duce. He probably getting little kids Duce too. Little nasty ass.
They do say 5 times you're the drunk.
Mhm. Yep. They call me Mr. No Disrespect, little kid.
I hate y'all. All right, we done with the questions there.
Oh, God.
That's why nobody took that candy. Who eat butterscotch?
Yeah, wait, one more question,
Go
real
ahead.
quick. The one about the George Stintley Jr. and the James Boyd reference. I caught the George Stintley Jr. one. I didn't catch the James Boyd reference. But I did think that was actually. Did y'all catch that one?
Mm-mm.
Do y'all remember the story of Stintley? He was a little 14-year-old kid that was put on execution for supposedly killing these two little
Okay,
girls.
yeah.
He had a mention in the movie, but it didn't go anywhere.
Mhm.
Just like everything else in this film. But I did think it was cool to reference him because, not many films do that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'll check that out. HS.
That was the boy that they put in the electric chair, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they reversed it in 2014 or whatever. But he's already dead, so I mean, they cleared his name. But the
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
kid's
yeah.
dead.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked up. Last question. Guadalupe asks, any horror movies coming out later this year y'all looking forward to seeing?
I want to see Night House still. I haven't gone to see that yet.
Someone mentioned Last Night in Soho. Did you see
The trailer.
That trailer
that
did
trailer
look
was-
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's by Edgar Wright too. So
Who was that?
He did Baby Driver. If you ever
Yes,
seen
yes,
that.
he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I was trying not to watch too much of that trailer because they be
Giving
telling
away
too
too
much
much.
shit,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it did look good. But
Is that Lamb movie considered a
Yeah.
horror? That
Yeah, it
looked
looks like a
interesting
horror.
to me.
Are you gonna see it?
I think I'm gonna fuck with Lamb.
I don't know about this new Halloween.
What do you mean? There's nothing to think. Like, why would you
They
think it
already
was?
showed the movie in the trailer too.
And we've
Motherfucker
seen
in
it.
the
And we've seen
hospital.
it 3, 4, 5 other times.
those movies are fun, but they're not good.
Did anybody do the Candyman thing on the website?
I
No.
tried and it wouldn't load. When you sent it,
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't load.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Did you do it?
I don't fuck with that shit.
No, I didn't do it.
Wait, are y'all serious? Y'all really think Candyman gonna get
I'm
y'all?
not fucking with it.
I
I'm
didn't-
not
Bruh,
fucking
I
with
didn't.
it.
Bruh.
Nick Mike.
Candyman! All right, that'll do it for us. We appreciate y'all joining us. I ain't playing no Candyman.
Mike he might not be back next week.
Look, I'm gonna show up to next to you and just sit here and be like, what the fuck you
Shit
do?
is not funny.
Y'all for real wouldn't do it?
No.
So y'all didn't do Bloody Mary when you were kids either?
No.
I did. See?
I stopped at the fourth one.
Not really that scary.
Chicken, bro. It's just you don't need to invite shit, bro.
I'm
That
trying
ain't
to
meant to
tell
be
you,
here.
protect your energy, nigga.
Bro.
Like, man, I wish Candyman would make me the Candyman.
Bro, the main nigga talking about some you speak shit into existence. I don't want to speak that nigga.
No.
I'll say Candyman.
I want the Sherman version too. I want the little
one that dances to the
the little minstrelly one. I'm gonna split you from your going to your color. I want that one.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
All right, we appreciate y'all joining us once again for a live review. Are we gonna do Shang? Is it Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi?
Yeah, we gonna do. What kind of question is that, Bob?
He's talking about live.
Live though.
Oh,
When's it come out?
Come out this weekend.
Does it really?
Labor Day weekend.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Y'all stay tuned.
True. So y'all want to hear?
Oh, I'm down to do it. So we can do it. We'll do it.
All right.
So we'll catch y'all for the latest Marvel film coming out this weekend.
Oh, we can't because we're out unless we do it on Monday.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna do it.
That's why I said we got to talk about this. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, we gonna do it. Just don't know when.
Subscribe to
There
the
you
channel.
go.
Make sure you tell everyone to subscribe that you know, family, friends, and loved ones. We are less than 200 subscribers away from being able to do super chats for y'all to definitely get y'all questions answered. But we appreciate y'all joining us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking it out with us. How long was this? 2 hours. Not bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure after you all do this, go and leave comments on the regular video too, and let us know what you thought of this bullshit ass movie. And then let us know who's better, Nia DaCosta or Lena Waithe. Chill out. I'm trying to find
That's
out.
not fair.
That is fair.
That's not fair.
It's fair. They both make bullshit movies where they kill black folks for no fucking reason.